Alright, hello there, my audience. We got one more song to go through, just real quick. We are starting the show. I hope you guys are getting settled in. I know a bunch of you are already watching. Feel free to share around the stream so as many eyeballs get to see this as possible. You know, interviews are important and all. And before we start, we got one more song, and that is a very popular song on this channel. It's called "The Villain I Appear to Be."
Sometimes when I wanna run away and hide, when there's no one on my side and all my pride had disappeared, I take it off my mind and leave it all behind. Nothing left to do but try to take the leap and follow through. And that's exactly what I'll do. I know to you I don't seem very strong, but I assure you before you can find me, I'm gone. So come on and catch me, you still got a chance. I'll be rolling place to place, won't stop till I win the race. Although I may have crossed the line, no time to waste on you. I don't plan on slowing down, no, I'll keep on going. Even if you think I'm in the wrong, just know that although I may not think everything through, I don't take back what I say or regret what I do. I know that some stay in line and they stick to the plan, but if you leave it to me, I'll do whatever I can. Cause I know that's what I'm here for. Don't wanna wait around anymore. Even if you can't see the good inside me, I don't have the time to tell you why I do the things that I do. Please hold on, soon you'll see that I'm not the villain I appear to moving along, no, I won't settle down until I'm locked behind bars or I'm kicked to the town. So you can keep on running around and around. You'll never play catch up to me. I know that you think I'm crazy, but I hope that maybe now you'll see why I had to try.
Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back to the show. As Telfin has said, I do indeed spoil you guys. And I do agree. But I think it's for efforts that are worth it. So, what are we going to talk about tonight for an interview? Well, we're going to be talking about a person who's been dealing with accusations and some whatever furry Twitter drama has been going on since May. I did give them a message about it since May 15th, if I remember right. And recently had a message back 2 weeks back about accepting the interview. So I was actually genuinely surprised there. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to go through a interview of sorts. And we're going to have a talk about this person, like what they do, blah, blah, blah. The usual antics behind a interview, as you would expect. Of course, I hope you guys enjoy this journey with me. It will be insane. If you enjoyed this, feel free to share this around and make sure other people are aware of this. You know, every little bit of eyeball behind this helps. So anyway, hello there, everyone. Let's just get right into it. At least I think. Let me try to set things up on my end. Excuse me. set the audio just right. Apologies, doing last minute adjustments. Been a very busy fox this week. Hello there.
Hi there.
Well, say, introduce yourself to the audience. Excuse me if I'm being a little spastic.
You're all good.
with my words.
Hi, I'm SkyeCabbit. I run Thunderhouse Studios and I'm a Cabbit.
What is a cabbit, by the way? I'm just curious.
It's just a cat-rabbit hybrid.
It's a cat-rabbit hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a deer to me, one like the antlers and stuff.
Right? You'd be surprised a lot of people call me a kangaroo.
I guess so. So, Cabot, we're gonna start with the usual questions first. So, how did you get yourself involved in the furry fandom? Like, what was the start?
Actually, I was going to college and one of my friends sent me a message and they're like, "Hey, do you know about this furry thing?" And I'm like, "No, what is it?" And then they're like, "Look at these costumes." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." So I instantly tried to make one and it was, of course, a garbage heap. And but I tried and then ended up going to some fur meets nearby and meeting people, and that was just it. It was 2014 and I I don't regret a thing.
Okay. So you got involved in the furry fandom during college years, I take it. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like the usual I come across where it's like, I was like 10 or 13 or something. Okay. So what got you started in the fursuiting as a business?
Well, like I said, like one of the first things I started was, like when I joined the fandom, is I wanted to try and make my own suit. I originally thought that you needed a suit to be a furry, and of course I learned that's not the case. But like, I still really enjoyed making the suits, so I just kept talking to other makers and trying different things, and kind of got better at it. And then
Mhm.
demand just kept going up, and it was just like people were asking for commissions left and right. And it's just like, well, I guess this could work.
Okay. And I take it this is what inspired you to make a full-on fursuiting business. Was it like something that was stationed entirely on Arizona, or is it business you moved?
I sort of just kind of was messing around with it in Florida, and as soon as I like got to Arizona, it became my. Well, I mean, I guess it took a couple months because I was working full time as soon as I moved out, and then eventually the fursuit making business just started making tons more than my 9 to 5, which I was making $8 an hour at the time. It was terrible.
Oh yeah. So at that point, how many years excuse me. I am my brain is frying today. I apologize, but I wanted to ask how many years at that point would mean you've been in the fandom?
Gosh, uh, 8 years.
8 years, okay. And I take it you've managed to accumulate quite a few people through this business. Would you call yourself a bit of a poppy fur?
I guess so. As much as I hate the term.
Yeah, I can feel that. The word seems a bit what the fuck to me. I don't get it. I'm not
Yeah, it's a
aficionado in there. So.
kind of an. I don't know. I just feel like the word's kind of like arrogant, I guess. But
Comes across that way, I guess. I don't know. So, actually, hold on real quick. Before we get into other questions, I have to go and grab pizza real quick. It'll only take a couple minutes. Sorry, I am streaming around dinner time. I don't have a lot of free time outside of it. So, I apologize, my audience. Vash, my mod, if you want to pop in real quick and entertain the audience, I know you're in the background. Feel free to come in. I'll be real quick, guys. Don't worry about it. All right, apologize for the wait, chat. Excuse me. All right, sorry, I'm back. Got some pizza. Excuse chewing noises. I'll try to keep that down to a minimum. So,
Totally fine.
so since we're on the topic, is how do you personally feel about the furry fandom, especially after all this recent stuff?
Um, at first, I feel like it was really a welcoming thing, and I felt like nothing could stop me, like just from being myself, because the fandom always just kind of encourages you to be yourself and lets you know that there's always people anywhere you go that are gonna share a common interest with you. And
Mhm.
it's just like after this, I feel like it is not always the case, I guess. Just I don't know. There's always going to be good people out there. Don't ever forget that.
Yeah.
But
I don't mean to interrupt, but so
yeah.
can you explain to me and describe in the best way you can what exactly transpired since May?
So since May, gosh, Aiko and I broke up, and a lot of people wanted refunds on their suits and still want refunds. I pretty much lost all my Patreon. Like, I lost a lot of friends.
How sorry to interrupt again. So how much money were you making on Patreon?
It was about like 1,000 a month, and
Okay.
it was mailing out stuff to majority of the people. And yeah, no, it's down to like 200, which is still pretty all right, but it's
You'll definitely say that the events that transpired has most certainly impacted you financially.
yeah, I've had two people want full refunds, and that's quite a lot considering how much the suits go for now and stuff. So it's been quite a big impact.
How many customers did you also lose, by the way? If you quantify a number, by the way.
Oh gosh, I don't even know how to quantify that. I lost about 30 people in the group chat, maybe 30, 40. Gosh.
So the question I'm asking is, was this over a breakup with someone? Oh, you said what do you call Neko?
Aiko.
Nico. Okay.
No, Aiko, like Aiko.
Oh, okay. Who was that?
He was working with me with Thunderhowl for a while there. We were together for 4 years.
Okay. So I might be stupid for asking, but is the same person the person that came out against you?
No.
No. Okay. So when this person left, why did they leave specifically?
Well, I actually broke up with him because we weren't exactly taking care of ourselves. We were kind of focusing on other things and completely neglecting to take care of ourselves. And I was honestly just hoping it would kind of lead to a discussion. I mean, there is a lot more context to it. There was a lot of stuff going on between us prior, like the 6 months prior. It's just a lot of stuff happened over time that kind of pulled us apart. And
Mm-hmm.
I do blame a lot of that on myself. I was not a very kind person, and I've really learned a lot from that. But
Well, I mean, feel free to describe. Like, what do you mean not kind? What happened? In that whole thing. If you don't mind me
well,
prying.
like I asked him, like, let me think. That was in like no, it was before that. It was like December. Um, basically, I told him that I had feelings for someone, and I didn't want to pursue those feelings, and he got upset. I mean, rightfully so, and I took that as, oh, like, I mean, he said, I would like you to not talk to this person and not hang out with this person. I assumed that meant like forever, like drop them forever, drop them for good, like, and I interpreted it in a very bad way. And it just, we kind of fought from there on. I felt like he was fighting against me, and so like the more he pushed for that, the more I pushed back, and it just, I wish I listened more.
Who was this person they didn't want you to talk
They were just like a friend. They hung out in our friend group. They're local here.
Okay.
Kind of took a break from talking to them for a little bit, but you know, just because we're all kind of just figure things out right now. I think we all kind of messed up through that whole situation.
What are these accusations on during mid-May?
So those are regarding something 7 years ago, back in 2015, and I'm not 100% sure. I think he's also claiming like later than that as well. I don't really remember, but
in the document, their testimony was that they met you at a fur meet. It was one of those bowling alley fur meets.
Yeah. Okay. So Kit Kat and I met at a bowling meet.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like, yeah, it was 2015, and I was friends with him for a while before, like, we even became closer friends.
Mm-hmm.
And a majority of the time of talking to him, like, I'm not gonna lie, I have like pages and pages where he said hi and I didn't reply. It took a while for us to actually start talking. The whole accusation thing, I really wish he would have been a little bit more accurate with what he says, because he's using really harsh words that do not accurately describe the truth.
Well, tell me what exactly is he doing that isn't describing the truth?
So he claims that I'm a pedophile. He's never said anything to me about anything that I've done that he was not okay with. He's never gone to the police, his parents, his mom, and we've never gone to court or anything. I'm not a convicted pedophile. I've never been convicted of anything, and I've never had any interests like that. He says it, I guess, just because him and I were close when we were younger, and he was underage. I admit I really messed up just being around him, being involved with him.
Okay.
I
don't mean to be rude to interrupt, but I just wanted to ask, like, how long did you know they were underage?
I felt like, how long did I know?
Yeah, like, was it like how long? Like, when did you figure out? Like, is there like a thing where you supposedly didn't know this?
Yeah, there was a time frame there where I really didn't know. He kind of told everybody that he was a different age. And very later on, after he already invited me to move to Arizona with him and his family, like, he revealed his age to me, and that was like want to say like November. Let's see, it was in November. It was right around November 2015, and I decided to go with them still to Arizona, which was very, very stupid. But like I did it because we agreed to just be friends, and that would be it from that point on.
So you said you guys moved to Arizona around 2015?
Yeah, it was like late November 2015.
Okay. Late November. No, I'm just checking the stuff from both sides, so give me a minute. I know. So my question on this is that you supposedly said you didn't know, but you didn't like ask questions as soon as you started meeting his mom, and the fact that he was like still living with her at the time. That like that question just didn't get brought up.
I mean, I was living with my mom, and I don't know, I didn't really think too much of it, really.
Well, I know that. Like, I get that. Like, everyone in their 20s has to make it by somewhere, and sometimes they have to live with their parents for a while, depending on the state and shit. I get that part, but it's like, at the same time, it's like, how like, obviously, if I was getting involved with someone where that might be a partnership on a business or anything, I would want to know their age first, right? I want to make sure that's clarified, because even if it's not sexual, trying to help run a business with a kid creates a lot of legal complications.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you genuinely didn't ask?
Well, I mean, like I said, it took a while for us to actually become like closer friends. So I think once we actually started getting closer friends is when I actually ended up asking. I wish I had some sort of proof, but I really don't remember all that much.
Okay. So another point I'm attempting to make here, because I'm looking at this, is they made claims that you had a relationship with them, and that there was sexual contact between the two of you during car trips.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't know what to say about that, because that sounds like a hearsay thing. But what's your response to that?
We did have, I want to say, like 1 or 2 times where we did some stuff in the car, and it was, I mean, it wasn't like he was saying that it was like repeated. It was like 1 or 2 times, and it was like, I don't know. It was,
Wait, I'm sorry. What? So 1 or 2 times in the car. This was like before you guys officially left to Arizona, right? Because it's like
yeah.
like the pictures they're showing is like July 9th is like the earliest they can give us any document on that.
I mean, wait, they have a document about July 9th.
Well, in their document, while they were talking about sexual intimacy, they showed metadata that your phone saves on usually around the exact day to minute and hour, hour and minute, excuse me, of the supposed event taking place. He took a picture with you in the same car you guys were in,
that photo was from us going to a convention. That photo had nothing to do with the sexual stuff at all.
Well, it still establishes a timeline, which was that around 2015, before you guys left Arizona, you did have these at least a few of these sexual interactions by your own words, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So and you said at this time you didn't exactly know their age.
Correct.
Was this like the type of person where they were like tall enough and they looked physical enough to be like they could pass as an adult, arguably?
Yeah.
Okay. Just thought I would clarify that position, I guess.
I mean, my judgment like isn't the best. I know a lot of people just say, "Oh no, he looks young." Well, it's like I don't. I'm so short. I don't know.
Well, I mean, sure, yeah, but it's like it's one of those things where, like, to be safe, you should, clarification. could have saved a lot of this nonsense, I guess you can say.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just
I
trying to
know.
understand where you're coming from, but it seems to me that like in your document, you seem to make this implication that this wasn't the case. So I'm asking this because there seems to be a few discrepancies I'm noticing where um
Mhm.
you claim that you guys never had sex in the car, but now you're telling me you guys did at least a couple times. So can you explain to me like what's the deal with that?
Where like in my document, I did say that that did happen a few times.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure the exact wording of it, but it did happen a few times. Yeah,
Well,
one or two
it was
times.
listed as entirely hearsay coming from him. And you said it. It didn't really clarify if you guys actually did have sexual contact. It just said, I don't remember doing this. This is just hearsay coming from Kit Kat." Was the argument from, and I do have the document. I did read into it, so it seems a bit misleading to me.
Hmm.
Especially when like you're obviously banking this document to clear your name.
Hmm.
So, like when an outsider like me sees this, they're gonna go, "Okay, she said this," and then we're on a show, on an interview, and you're saying this, and I'm just like, "What the fuck?" I'm confused as fuck right now because I honestly don't understand where this is going. Is
Hmm.
my little argument. Um, now I'm just
I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up.
okay.
See.
Feel free to direct me on a specific page too.
Okay.
I can like like stream it through here so people can see it.
Okay. So it was the little paragraph like right under the photo of us being Homestuck trash.
Oh boy. All right. Kik has accusations. You really said he went back to my house in Florida at night to have sex. This is completely false. Okay, no, this is mentioning the house part. Excuse me.
Yeah.
At the time, I was living with my parents and did not allow anyone near after dark. We never hang out during daylight hours because we had school, along with me having work. Then the one exception was the local fur meet on the weekends. We were almost never at each other's house. And instead, we tended to spend most of our time driving around town at said meets. Gates is claiming that we had sex numerous times. In reality, we only had sex maybe once or twice. This was after he lied to me. After he lied to me saying he was 19. The other 99 of our interactions, we were not have sexual nature at all. In October of 2015, October 2015, excuse me, when I found out he was lying about his legal age, I was disgusted and appalled and make it very clear that I did not wish to pursue anything further with him besides being friends. While he wanted to pursue romantic interest in me, I immediately wished to stop. Kate explained to me that even explained to me that it was legal under Florida Romeo and Juliet law, which states that someone under 24 years of age can consently have sex with someone who's like 16 or 17. Okay, so I'm not sure how I would believe in that per se. I'm not really sure about that one, but at least it did mention. I think I misinterpreted the house part as the car, so excuse me for that
Mm-hmm.
one.
It's all
But
good.
the problem with this argument, a little bit here, is the fact that it hinges on the idea that like you can be friends with someone like that. And honestly, I can get the sort of sentiment, but it sounds like to me that throughout this entire interaction, it seems like a very poor mistake to keep someone like that around. I mean, the thing is, when people do the whole "I'm in love with you" thing, there's a reason why
Mhm.
people go, "Yeah, I can't pursue this person as a friend because those feelings remain and can cause problems," as described by people in general in this whole conversation. So,
Mm.
um, you said you insisted on not engaging in sexual interactions with them.
Yeah.
So, but you still decided to pursue a business with him.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I didn't know any other fursuit makers at the time at all, and I was pretty excited to have a friend that was also a fursuit maker. Also, there was a side of the story involving my ex at the time where, like, my ex, unfortunately, just, they didn't want to go out of the house all that much, to put it lightly. And it was not a very healthy relationship, and Kit Kat was like my one friend that I had in the fandom that was other than the person I was dating at the time.
Mhm.
So I really I didn't want to see him leave the state and lose my friend.
Okay. So my issue is, so his actual age would be 15, correct?
At
the
that
time.
at that part, no.
That
He
part?
was 16.
16. Okay. All right. The Romeo and Juliet legal thing doesn't seem to work when you got like a 7 to 6 year age difference.
No.
I'm not exactly sure how that is, but let's say we take it on board that you were lied to and whatever. Okay, cool. My issue still hinges on the idea, like, why pursue these friendships? Why pursue a business? Because now that you know this person's a kid at a certain point, that causes a lot of legal troubles, in my
yeah.
personal opinion. So, like, why did you keep up with that?
I really wish I knew. I never should have. I never should have at all.
Okay.
I mean, I can take whacks at why I've decided to move in.
Mhm.
And that's about all I can do is assume at this point that
Well, I mean,
just...
you did move in with him, correct?
I did, yeah.
This was when he was 15 or 16, correct? Or am I wrong?
16.
Okay, 16. So you moved in with him, and he was still 16. My question is, at that point, wouldn't there be like some form of legal document that would have said, yeah, this kid is clearly not 19 in order to move? 'Cause I know moving's difficult and all, but it's like, let's say if I wanted to move with my boyfriend, we're both exactly the same age, right? In order to make a legal argument, I would say, yes, we're moving here. I would obviously be seeing the papers. I would obviously be saying that this person's age, the documents of my partner. Like, we have to kind of exchange that information, like, where that might be romantic or friendship, doesn't really matter. So you obviously would have seen the documents that this person was underage, so why move in with them in the first place as well? I'm just saying, like, I'm confused with this. I'm just saying,
yeah.
if I was in your shoes right then and there, and I made this fucked up decision, and I this person is lying about their age, I would tell them to fuck off and bye. Like, it didn't matter if I was gonna be lonely for a bit. It didn't matter if they were my only friend. It's just like, I don't see the point in keeping up with that person. Like, if you really insisted they lied.
I don't know. He was a close friend. He was like the only close friend I had at the time, and because my ex had turned a lot of people away from me by just straight up lying to others.
All right.
So that, on top of just having someone that also was able to make suits and did a pretty damn good job at it.
All right. So
his family was gonna move with him whether he wanted to or not.
Okay. Yeah. So
and they offered me my own room. It's not like I was gonna move in like with him or anything.
Okay. So when you're dealing with the controversy of people who figured out that this is something that's happened between you and them, um, I am going to read through something. Someone, okay, excuse me. You made comments saying that you're small, you're shy, heck, you're scared of a lot of things in this world. You say you're not anything special. Um, did you try to pull an argument of autism, like I'm autistic argument during this whole
No,
fiasco?
no, it's not an argument. It's I'm saying that my mind is I've always been kind of behind in my like maturity and my just I guess mental. And I said you can kind of I don't know how to describe that. It could be called something like autism or slowness. And no, I'm not using that as like a defense. I'm really not trying to. And I'm sorry to anybody that thought I did. I'm just saying what do you call something like that? I really don't know.
All right. So another question I have to ask is when someone claimed that you had a NSFW account, which I cannot prove that's really yours. So I'll make the assumption it's not when you said it's not because there's no proof whether or not I don't know. I like again, not super involved in this, but you said the effect of that's not me. I'm asexual. Now I don't know. I'll let you answer your question in a moment, but I kind of had a little bit of chuckle when I saw that because I was like, did you just pull like the Kevin Spacey argument, but instead of gay, it's asexual? I mean, are you asexual?
For oh, for a while there, I was. Yeah. Um, Currently, I don't think I would really consider myself that. I think I'm just kind of trying to figure out what I am. I don't
Okay.
know.
It's like just one of those things where you somehow felt the need to clarify, I guess. I don't know. Because, like, looking at any outsider's opinion will look at that and go, oh boy, Kevin Spacey, here we go.
Mhm.
So I will admit it is pretty odd. It's pretty odd to see that. So, like, what exactly was the deal with that and that type of response?
I mean, my characters, or at least Sky, is asexual. I don't ever want to see her doing anything in SFW. She's just, I don't know. It's just important to me that that stuff's not like prioritized at all.
Okay, so the question I have to ask in place of that is, that seems weird because the conversation taking place was like, obviously when people were calling you out for this, or at least that's whatever was going on with that, they were obviously not talking about your character. They thought that you were saying and doing some stuff behind the usual YouTube NSFW stuff. So I think that's pretty weird because I thought when you said that, I thought you meant you as a person. I obviously don't care about furry character stuff, right? So that's what I thought. That's
Obviously,
what a
yeah.
lot of people, when they saw that, thought. They thought you meant yourself.
Well, I mean, like I said, I've have kind of been asexual for a while. It's just things have been so rough that literally I think like 6 months or something I was not even remotely
Mhm.
interested in that kind of stuff, and I felt like I was starting to kind of identify. But I mean, I don't want to falsely identify because then it's not fair. But it's probably just a mistake on my part.
Well, I mean, I just think the logic's usually weird because it's like, again, I'm not super involved in that part, but it does seem kind of odd. Now my main question as well is that this is not the first time Kit Kat came out of left field and said, "Hey, you did some stuff, right?" This was like the year prior. This happened as well for 2 years. Excuse me,
It
2022.
was like that somebody else came out and said stuff and said these accusations and things. And actually, I do have a screenshot of Kit Kat saying, "I have no idea who's doing this. This is not me. Uh, I wish they would stop." And then he messaged me directly and said, "You need to stop whoever's doing this because people are harassing me because they think I'm doing it." And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So, I mean, try and find those. But it actually turned out to be just like a local in Arizona that just was really mad and wanted to, I don't know, blow this up.
Well, what do you mean? Why? Okay, excuse me, I'm confused. Why are they mad at you specifically?
I have no idea.
Well, I mean, it seems oddly specific. I mean, obviously this is before recent stuff now, right?
Mhm.
So there's got to at least be a little bit something there, but whatever, I guess.
I really have no idea why they started it.
So
But they ended up drawing a bunch of porn. So that was fun. They drew a bunch of porn of Sky.
Yep. Such as the thing of the internet, I guess, Rule 34 and all that.
Mhm.
So I don't know if this is like stretched out too far, people can't see it, but someone said, someone named Yami, I don't know what relation you have to them, says, "You," on all caps, "told me to my face that Kit was underage, and you literally photoshopped ID so he could rig for AZFC. Sorry, but you were well aware," on all caps on well. So, now what's the deal with that? And also, what is AZFC?
Arizona FurCon. So
Okay.
it was. I remember hanging out with them a bit because they were friends with Kit Kat, I guess, and I do not remember photoshopping anything for him. He definitely kind of had a habit of lying about his age. He probably,
Okay.
I don't know.
But wouldn't a FurCon like that actively have a badge system that's for minors?
I mean, yeah, I don't really recall them having an NSFW area or anything really. I guess it was for panels probably.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just checking up some. How many people are? We got some people waiting, but I'm waiting on all that for much later, after hours. Anyway, excuse me. So this person claims this. You said, fuck, let me go share that again, because this is on Twitter. You said, "Never said I wasn't aware. That's how I know you don't bother to read my document or even open it." And someone responds with, excuse me, that right there invalidates everything you're saying. You never said that you weren't aware that he was underage, question mark.
By the time I was in Arizona, yes, I knew his age. And but does it, like, that doesn't invalidate the fact that I didn't know before, like.
You got more people go. I met you all at RMFC in like 2015. You knew how old he was. It was 2016. Didn't know his age by then. Get the timeline right. Well, I mean, that's a bit confusing because you mentioned that it wasn't like you knew in 2015, right?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't
Like,
be
near the end.
2016 that you knew him. You knew it at 2015. So what's the deal with that?
So, like, if I found out near the end of like 2015, then I would definitely know by 2016. He just
Well-
kind of had a habit of just lying about his age to people.
Well, I mean, the problem with this logic right here is that you said you didn't. You said you knew him. You knew what he was doing. around the end of 2015. That's not 2016. So when this person says this, like, I don't know the timeline because they didn't give anything else out of a vague like year, but like I think that's a little bit odd. That's just me. Yeah, excuse me, I'm just reading through some stupid shit. Most of these tweets are basically just the same argument I've made earlier on stream, which is like, if you knew the mom, how did you not know the age? Here you go. How can you suddenly be close with his mom / family and still not catch that he was underage? Yeah, that's my question. I assume at some point there was a birthday, like they lived in the same house. And other things of that nature. Yeah, you don't care, didn't ask, ratio plus. One Piece memes, of course, because you always gotta have One Piece.
Of course.
So again, like,
That's a good point though about like birthday. Like, I don't know.
well, I mean, have you?
His birthday's in June. Yeah, June 16th.
What?
So,
How many years have you like lived in the same house with him and his family? Around that
I think it was
area?
like 3 years.
So, like you never had like a birthday and went, oh shit.
I mean, once I knew that he was younger, then I knew that he was younger. He could still lie. He would tell me constantly that, oh, age is just a number. Like, people can be so much more mature than their age. And just... He did kind of threaten to... He was...
I guess. I don't know, man. It's just holy shit.
yeah.
The fuck is this? Okay, hold on. Yuji's the Derp Dragon. I have no idea who that is. They got like a little bit of a screenshot here and there, so they claim, I have proof you're lying. This is our chat log dated April 18th, 2017, that before Kit's birthday, I came to your house and even commented on your shared quote unquote shared bedroom with them through the back door.
I know who that is.
In cute home. You were sleeping with him knowing he was a minor, and that's apparently their claim.
Oh my god. No, I had a separate room. I had a desk in his bedroom, and I would bring my laptop in there during work hours.
Okay. We got some message exchange. He goes, I need to go through and delete the blurry ones. Thanks you for the help. No probs. Thanks for coming over. Glad to help you. Can't wait to suit with you guys in the future. Same. It will be fun. I would like to see both of you in suits and characters. Oh yes, it's quite funny because he's much taller. LOL. That's what I was actually thinking. I was like, oh my gosh, they are such a precious couple. You guys are doing the con in Nevada. You got like this different room. So in this case, I might be able to believe, like, you know, you weren't having a shared bedroom. Oh fuck. God damn it, Discord. That you weren't having a shared bedroom, but you still lived in the same house.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go with that. I think that's already more of a thing in there. So yeah. Excuse me. What the hell is this? Looking through all this crazy shit. It's a little bit hard to process all of it. Basic question is like, so you knew who he was at that certain point. You didn't like take the opportunity to be like, okay, this is wrong. I'm gonna figure out a way to get out of this house and go somewhere else.
I did try. I have documents where I was talking to friends trying to find a place I could move to in January of 2016.
It still took you like 3 years though?
I didn't have any money.
Okay.
It's barely making ends meet. And he also did threaten to ruin my reputation multiple times. Said, "Oh, nobody will believe you because I'm younger."
I take it he's got like some family stuff. Is he known for having like a not the best family situation or something like that?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff with this family. His dad's out of the picture due to exactly what I'm being accused of.
What do you mean?
His dad is in prison.
Oh, okay. So I take it that this his dad might be a little bit of a kid toucher. I take it is that what happened?
Yeah, I bet.
Okay. Well, shit. Well, and how far did altercations between you and them happen when you both had your disagreements with each other?
There were a few times where he did put his hands on me and would push or shove me, and I snapped back and was just like, "No, don't touch me. Don't ever touch me like that."
Okay. See,
He did lock me in my own bedroom, and he would stand on the inside of my door, blocking it so that I can't get out for hours at a time.
all right. Well, I am going through like the little bit of the background thing, and the most I see is like he noted outburst of anger, often results
Yeah.
from physical objects, and I guess he like punches holes in the wall.
Yeah, he would take his anger out on the wall, and his mom had the stucco stuff just standing by. 'Cause it happened every once in a while, I guess.
All right. Oh yeah. Before we continue further, apologies everybody. If you like this content, feel free to like, subscribe, share around so that this stuff gets out there more. YouTube algorithm, all that. I do have a few people who seem like they got a few questions. I know them enough to know that they're not spurgy individuals. They're not going to come at you screaming like crazy banshees or anything. I will give them a small window for them to explain what they think from all this conversation, and you can respond how you please.
Okay.
I'm going through some stuff in the background to read the documents better, so give me a minute and have it. Hello there, Grinch Bear. Apologies for taking a while with that. You there, Grinch? Hello?
Hello?
It's going green, but there's no sound coming out. Everything's fine on his end. He should be working. Hey, Grinch, you might want to come in and come back in, see about exiting Discord, and come back to waiting room, and we'll drag you in. Yeah, there we go. How about you, Adam? Welcome to the show. How you doing, dude?
Hi. How you doing?
Hi there.
Minute. I've got some mute thing. No, don't. Fuck. There we go.
There we go, Grinch. Can you hear us now? Unfortunately, it's still not showing on his end. I have no idea what's going on with that. What the fuck?
You might
Keep trying.
You might try going to the settings and make sure it hasn't changed your microphone like it does to mine every time I fucking use Discord. I love you, Discord. You're so beautiful and amazing. Anywho, yes, hello.
Got your questions, Adam? Feel free to go ahead, and when Grinch is ready to talk, I'll give him his line of questions. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm not too heavily familiar with this situation. I remember watching some various videos back in the day when this was all coming out. As far as I can tell, you were living with a minor?
Sorry, can you hear me now?
There you go,
There we
Grinch.
go.
Okay, would you like to know what the problem was?
What?
My stupid ass forgot my mic wasn't plugged in anymore.
Okay.
Bruh.
All right.
Bruh.
Bruh, come on.
How's that egg on your face feel after saying I'm not Spurgy?
Hey, listen. I mean, I'd rather have some egg on my face than have the nothing that I have in my cabinet.
Absolutely. So,
You know what? Yeah.
all right. So, Adam, feel free to go with your line of questioning, and Grinch, right after you can go ahead with yours.
All right. So, Jesus. Let's see. I was listening in and I forgot every single little detail. I talked to myself like a psychopath, as all this is going on, and then I get in these things and I get flustered because I realize people are watching because I'm an idiot. Um, so as far as I can tell, you were living with a minor, and according to you, nothing happened, but according to other people, something did, right?
That's what they claim, yeah.
Okay. The problem is as far as I can tell, it can't be proven that you did anything, but then again, it can't be proven that you didn't.
Yeah.
There's a difference between going to a court hearing where something has passed the statute of limitations, and you can't, nothing can be proven, and the person gets away scot-free. And another thing where just it's word against word and hearsay. So I can't necessarily be inclined to believe that you are indeed a pedophile. I know that I have plenty of people who have DM'd me in the past over Discord and who have sent me friend request. When I get a friend request, I accept it. A few of those people have been minors, and I never blocked them. I just said, "Hey, how you doing?" And keeping on. It's good to see that you people are doing well. But as far as I can tell, you were in a relationship with a minor, which is not good. That makes you if you're attracted to
I
children.
mean,
Yeah.
I mean, just could you define like in a relationship? Because like, by the point that I moved in, like we were friends, and I know, given the past, like that seems kind of odd, but like, I was just.
So
I don't know.
were you how did you meet this individual?
I met him at a fur meet.
Bowling alley back in 2014, apparently. At least that's
Bowling
the
alley
claim.
back in 2014. And how old was he at the time?
Supposedly about 15-ish, going
Yeah.
on to 16.
So he was born 99. And how old were you at the time?
Born in 1992.
So 23?
Well, if you met him in 2014, he was born in 99 if he was 15 at the time, so 1992,
I gotta step away to use the toilet. I'm gonna be right back in case the questions end.
No
Have
problem. dude.
fun.
I'll
Have
let y'all do
fun.
the math.
1992, in 2010 you would have been 20, so in 2014 you would have been 24. Sorry, you would have been 2012 and 20, so you were 22.
Mhm.
Okay, that's a little. That is a little yikesy. I know that I, who myself am as of right now 21, would not meet a random 15-year-old and say, "Hey, I'm going to move into your house and live with your family." That's a little yikesy. I don't know. I don't know if you had sex with him or not. At that point, it would just be hearsay. And from what I've heard, I can't say anything either way.
No, like I understand where you're coming from. I look at it and I wish I never made those decisions to be with him or his family.
You said in a dispute he would lock your door for hours on end, you said? Like, how many hours was that?
At least 3.
3 hours? Who the fuck has time for that?
What a loser.
I'm just saying, like, did he have a
Yeah.
job? Like, wouldn't that be like a red
No.
flag towards the family?
When we moved out to Arizona, he decided he didn't want to go to school. So he dropped out of high school.
Yikes.
Okay.
He was doing a GED class, but I was working full time.
But you also lived with the family at the same time, so no one decided to raise a peep about it somehow?
About what exactly?
Well, I mean that
me
type of
getting locked-
behavior, obviously you are someone that has to You're in someone. You're in a house with some other people, so obviously you have to pay
Mhm.
your bills, right? You have to
Oh
work
yeah.
and stuff. So, like, I'm pretty sure even a mom like that would probably be like, okay, what are you doing, son? Why do you keep locking this chick in your house? Like, what is this? A fucking upstore base like rape basement or something? Like, what is this?
I don't know. I guess
Do I
she
have to call
wasn't
Chris
around.
Hansen?
This was all in Arizona too, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, first of all, I would be a little more conservative. Political joke, haha. I would be a little more conservative on the information that you put out there because, as far as I can tell, first of all, you've mentioned that the dad is in prison. You've also mentioned that he's in prison for pedophilic-related incidents, which means he would be put on the sex offender registry, which you can see the sex offender registry for Arizona, and if people knew who to dig for, you could potentially dox this individual that you
Well, you
have.
also don't know which, like, you know, the state, or even if they have, the same name as, whatever. So I don't even know.
You would be surprised at what people can find. You'd be surprised at what I can find. I'm not
Oh,
going
yeah.
to dive through it and try to dox a minor, but I found out. I found out where quite a few people live. I'm not gonna say who, but
Look,
yeah, you'd be surprised and very disturbed as well.
my
Gosh.
question as well is like, so you had small bouts of sexual relations with this kid until you realized he was a kid, but you still accepted moving to Arizona with the family where this person had access to you and obviously had feelings for you still, because like, let's be real, even if you're like friends with someone, right? Not saying that you have to like dump them as a human being and never talk to them again. Like when it comes to like relationships falling apart, like, oh look, this isn't gonna work out. But like, honestly, it seems weird that you did this because that meant you had access to someone who would be willing to do that if you ever so decided. Which is
Yeah,
weird.
that's yeah.
And the
I
other
would technically.
question.
I'm back.
Sorry.
No problem,
Okay.
Rich.
Yeah. The other thing that I have to say is if you had small bouts of sexual relations with this individual, okay, you meet a 15-year-old at a bowling alley. I don't know. When I'm out in public and I see a 15-year-old, I'm not attracted to them in any way because I'm not a fucking pedophile. How would you? What did you live with this kid for 3 years until he was 18 and then have bouts of sexual relationships with him, or was this like some weird pedophile state where the age of consent is 16 or 17 and you waited a year or two?
No, I met him when he was 15, and like he was just some guy that was going to the meets, and he was always much taller than I am, and just like
Because he was taller, you thought he was older?
old. Yes.
Okay, as somebody who is a legal adult and has been for exactly a decade, that I learned pretty fucking early on what a minor acts like and looks like typically. And if I'm not sure, and some weird shit's happening, and my guard isn't totally up, my first thing is, hey, where's your ID? And if they don't have one, you immediately fuck off the other direction.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no,
sorry, go ahead, Billy.
I remember meeting an individual there. Oh, they go by they them now. That's right. I was about to say a guy. They and I met them when they were 14 and I was 16 going on 17. And they were much taller than me. I thought they were around about my age. Turns out I was 2 years off. I wasn't attracted to them, but I did think that they were older because they were tall. So I can see where you're coming from with that. The problem is, oh, can you hear me? My computer monitor just fell asleep. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I love technology, huh?
Yeah.
There
we
we
can
go.
make it it's around a heart that keeps it beating, but we can't keep monitors from falling asleep while you're having.
So, Grinch, you got some questions to relay since we're kind of at it. Might as well just move it over.
So my first question kind of relates to the timeline. You said, when was the first time you had sex with this person?
It was I know
How
it was.
old were
They were definitely 16.
they? And you were living with them by that point. Am I correct?
No, I was living at my mom's house,
In Arizona?
Florida.
Florida.
Wait.
how-
Hold on. I don't mean to interrupt, but you said 2016 you had sex with them?
No,
When was it? 2015 or 2016?
Would have
15.
been
15, okay.
Well, if they were 15 in 2014, how okay. Wait a minute. If you had sex with them in 2015, then they would have been 16 years old. The age of consent in Florida is 18, so technically, yes, as far as the age of Florida is concerned, you are a pedophile and you would be put on the sex offender registry if you were to go to Florida and admit your crimes, and they could conclusively
Yeah.
prove that you did have sex with this
It
individual.
also doesn't help that throughout the entire time you guys had a 6 to 7 year age difference, which would violate Romeo and Juliet laws, since it only counts for 4.
Now, am I also understand while you were living with this person, at some point you also had sex?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
While living with this person and their family, did you at any point have sex with them?
No.
And at no point during the time you lived with them did you notice anything that would have tipped you off about their age?
I mean, I knew
You
about
know,
their age before I moved in.
and you still decided to move in with them, and their parents had absolutely no issues with this.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. It's
Okay, first of all, bad parenting. Second of all, bad decision.
yeah, horrible decision. I know.
After you knew their age, and after you had sex with them, you still thought it was a good idea to move across state lines to move in with them.
So you had the option not to go with them, but as soon as you figured out his age and still had the option to go, no, I'm not gonna live with you, you still went with it anyway. What the fuck is that?
You understand why this looks bad on paper, right?
Yes, I understand.
Well, I mean, it
And-
already... Okay, look. The problem with this is, it looks bad when you had sex with him, knowing that even at your state, that's... you broke the law there. But then you moved into his house. This is not... You fucked up. This is a whole category of what the fuck is wrong with you?
And I take it you never told his parents that you had sex.
No.
Hmm. And they never found out, and he never told anybody.
Pretty much.
Okay, look. I don't know
Absolutely.
anything about this,
Wow.
but I'm just gonna say this. I don't believe that story. So you're telling me that this kid came from a family where his dad thought putting his dick in minors and babies was okay, but for some reason, like, they wouldn't figure it out that, this random girl in her 20s, early 20s, mind you, wants to hang around so much with the 15 to 16-year-old, and they thought, that's totally not suspect.
Not only that, but making products for a community that has a lot of sexual aspects to it.
Yeah, not to mention the fact that every time that somebody, it seems like every time a furry is up in any type of anytime a furry is getting attention, oh, they're a pedophile, oh, they're a zoophile, oh, they're a necrophile, oh, they're all three combined in some sort of hideous amalgamation, and it's sad. I wouldn't
Oh, look.
identify myself as a furry, and okay, yes, I say, oh, it's always the furries. I'm not anti-furry or anything, but it's always got to be some weirdo who comes in, right, and ruins everything for everyone. I'm not calling you a weirdo directly, and I'm not saying that you ruined things for everyone, but you did ruin things for some people, because some people dropped what, $6,000 on a fursuit for the fandom that they use as maybe just
Put
pure
yourself in the place
escapism.
of a customer that put in that much money for a second. Just try and imagine that you put in $4,000 to $5,000 Like, that's basically a car. 2 cars if
That's
you're wanting to be, whatever about it.
That's
But,
Yeah.
yeah.
When I-
Hey, real quick. Hey, Vash,
Uh-huh.
can I get a Whopper?
All right, look.
But, like,
Just a little.
yeah, I'm driving home from work, so.
I need to ask real quick. So, you said that obviously there's history with this kid having a family that seems suspiciously okay with some pretty pedophilic shit given their dad. Have you ever asked about his dad before you moved in? That it, like, was this
Yes.
Okay, so okay, this is what fucks up my brain now. Is that he told you before you moved about his dad, and you never questioned why his family was okay with that. Because, like, obviously a family affected by this tragedy, and I have a feeling that if his dad's a pedophile, that something happened to him as a kid, more than likely, or people around him. He's got a sister, right?
He's got 2 sisters.
Were they ever molested by their own
Both
dad?
of them.
Both of them, okay.
Dear God.
So this is what I'm trying to ask right now, because it sounds like to me that if the mother's not saying anything about it, then it's normalized behavior for them, and like they didn't question some 23-year-old girl trying to get involved and being friends with a 15-year-old. That's kind of creepy, because it meant that they were okay with it and that they knew, and that at the same time, like, I bet his dad's the type of person that gets out of prison and, like, high fives his son after just fucking a 23-year-old.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm sure I'm sure that nobody wants to high five him, because after
Well,
he got
besides
put in
the-
prison, like, I'm pretty sure they all just ditched.
I mean, the thing is that it's clearly normalized behavior, because if any family member, for example, if this was my family going through something like this, right, they would be suspicious as fuck that there's a 23-year-old talking to my 15-year-old kid, right? I would be
Mhm.
fucking pissed. I wouldn't just let it happen that you moved in with them. So that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Did you know his dad was a fucking pedophile rapist before you moved in?
Yeah, they said yeah.
So a woman, a grown woman, put yourself into a situation where you could very well be a victim of a monster.
Yeah, I guess so.
Why?
His dad was never in the picture. Like,
I don't give a shit. His father is a convicted pedophile and a rapist.
Look. If there is this kid that says, a 15-year-old going at me in my early 20s saying, "Ooh, woo, I love you. I want to have sex with you. I want you deep inside me," and it turns out like their dad was a pedophile. Especially like those are 2 cases of I'm walking the way. I'm not talking to that person again, because on top of the fact that's fucked up to be asking a 23-year-old that in the first place, the fact that the family gets involved in shit like that is also even more sus. Why the fuck would you do
I don't
that?
finish that fucking Whopper anymore, man. That was disgusting.
Yeah, like what the fuck, man?
The terrifying thing is if you have a situation where the dad is a pedo and he's molesting the daughters, clearly that's normalized. I don't know if this 15-year-old boy got molested, but I'd say it's definitely possible. And then you get someone else in there who, even if they aren't a pedophile mentally, is still having sex with that kid. There's a very, very high chance that 15-year-old kid and both of those daughters are themselves going to turn out to be pedophiles, because that was normalized and because they got fucking molested when they were kids. And okay, Sigmund Freud was obviously very talented, very intelligent person. He also had some pretty fucking weird theories talking about how kids go through different stages of enjoyment, some of which is involving anal or something like that. I don't know. I remember reading.
He was debunked multiple times. Those of you in the chat who want to start talking shit about Freud.
Yeah, but as it as it turns out, his father molested him and his, I think, 3 other siblings who were also girls, I think. But yeah, if you're the person, that's the thing about pedophilia. Some people born pedophiles, it's disgusting, but I mean, it happens. The problem is those pedophiles go out and they molest kids. And those kids, maybe not all of those kids, but a lot of those kids grow up to themselves be pedophiles. It is literally a disease. It's a disease because it fucking spreads. And when you're out there just having sex with random people and you're not double checking everything or whatever, okay, yes, that's a mistake. But it doesn't. There's it's pretty weird. Pretty fucking weird.
I'm just saying, man. For all we know, the entire time while he was probably talking to his dad was probably doing the equivalent of, like, man, son, you need to get yourself a pedophile trad wife, and that's exactly what he fucking did.
I'm not gonna eat that fucking
I'm sorry,
burger.
that's really rude to him.
I mean, I'm making the joke because why would you get involved with that in the first place? I'm just saying, like, for all you know, this could have been just something the family was planning to do. Like, obviously there's some fucked up shit going on there, and yes, I'm gonna say mean words because that's part of my gig on YouTube. But the thing is, like, you didn't went, I'm gonna stay away from this. This seems off. This seems really off.
Look, you seem like a perfectly reasonable person, and you seem like you're not an evil monster hiding away in the shadows, and that is something that can actually be... Oh my god. That's something that can be very frightening. I know that I have the mental maturity when it comes to jokes of a fucking 14-year-old. I laugh at somebody types in poop and balls into the chat. I'm laughing my ass off all night. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I mean, for Christ's sake, look, my name is literally Willy Long Penis. But a lot of times I end up talking to people and they end up being minors, just random people on Discord. They end up being minors, and they send me a friend request. They say, hey, you're really funny, and I say, hey, thank you. And at some point they mention, hey, I'm 15, hey, I'm 14. This is why I don't talk sexual to people just off the fucking bat. This is why I don't
Oh yeah,
get
same.
into
That's why I
relationships
don't
with random
get
people.
involved with random ass people either.
Until apparently you have sex with them in a car ride. Twice.
Or you meet them at a bowling alley.
It's worth bringing up again. Okay, how long was it before you had sex with him?
Like, at least 6 months. I don't fucking
And
know.
in 6 months, you never learned his actual age.
No, because he fucking lied.
Okay, first of all, teenagers are terrible liars. Because teenagers are fucking stupid.
Oh no, I was a fantastic liar when I was a teenager. You should have seen me. I was on a roll,
psychopath.
dude. Yes, but I wasn't lying. Yes, I wasn't lying. I wasn't lying for the sake of having sex, though. I was lying about, I'm not stealing this weed. I'm not stealing. I didn't take that piece of candy from the front of the store. No,
I'm
no.
gonna go ahead and tell you, you either had bad parents or they knew and they just weren't gonna ready to confront
Wait,
you.
I need to ask real quick. Did you meet his family within those 6 months too, or like no?
Probably not. I don't. No, probably not.
I'm just asking for clarification.
Fucking
there.
remember.
But you did interact with them for a total 6 months before, basically give him a car or a certain ride.
There is literally nobody I have ever met in my 28 years of living on this earth and having been to several different countries where I have not known within at least a couple of days how old they are.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
the thing is,
saying.
even if someone's like physically tall or whatever, like you can kind of tell when someone's kind of 15. I know people make that excuse because they go like, the classic example of, I went to a bar, I had sex with this broad. Officer, she said she was 18, it turns out she was 12. Like, obviously the cops are gonna look at that and go, yeah, you're a lying sack of shit. Book 'em.
Well, Well, it doesn't really matter if the person was mentally 6,000 years old. Lolicon for
I hate you.
All right,
I hate you so
Cedric
much.
Cedric for 200 yen. Thank you for the Japanese
Hey.
money.
Oh,
Question:
20 cents, yeah.
What are the lies? What is the truth? Interesting.
What are the lies? That sounds like an album. Okay, I'm an awkward piece of shit, right? I get into a social situation, and here's the thing: most people like, oh, I'm an introvert and I hide in the corner. And you know what? Yes, sometimes I don't feel like dealing with people and all their stupid stuff, so I go into the corner and I hang around on my phone and I play like offline Tetris. But a lot of times I am a social extrovert and I go and I mingle with the crowd and I meet random people and I get talking really fast and I don't know what to say. So, as a topic of conversation, I go, how old are you? That's like the third or the fourth thing that I ask people. And a lot of times it comes up that these people are the age that I didn't think they were at all.
Yeah, it also probably doesn't help that like I all right. So you had talks with him. You never questioned some of his modes of behavior or the way he talks or conducts himself that he might be a minor. Because let's be real, minors are minors, obviously. Like, sure, cool,
Okay,
but like their
was
personality.
he in school?
Yeah, was he in school?
Yeah.
You mentioned he was in
And
school.
you didn't notice that like his like what? I assume freshman sophomore year math homework was a bit.
Not gonna lie,
easier
I
to
literally
glance.
thought he was also in college. He would just be
Did you-
gone during the
Did you-
day.
Paid absolutely no attention at all.
I had a lot
So
going
you
on.
are
man.
either
I don't know.
really an awful passive observer, or you just chose to ignore what should have been some very, very blatant red flags.
Did you go to college?
Got a bachelor's degree,
And what exactly?
Well, then you
if
should-
don't
But
mind
you
asking?
can't tell
environmental
a minor
science.
but you can't tell a minor from an adult.
Apparently.
Yeah. Okay. If you went to college, then surely you could have recognized that. Okay, maybe you're not going to be paying attention to people doing high school mathematics. I know that sometimes we need some refreshers, but if you thought this person was 18 and you were dating them for a handful of years or even months,
There is
and
no
it's still-
excuse. I fucked
there's
up.
not.
I get it.
Yeah, like let's be real. You don't need a science degree to know this. It's not like, gee golly geez, Batman, we need to use the age array. Figure out.
We need to consult
Age
Brother
ray.
Eye.
Laser beams.
We
Just-
need to cooperate with Lex Luthor on this one.
Arnie, we need to get the DeLorean up to 88 miles per hour so we can go 2 years into the future where he's no longer a minor.
But Doc, if I go 88 miles per hour, I'm gonna run into those Indians.
Arnie, you're not thinking fourth dimensionally. Once you run into those Indians, you have traveled into the future.
So,
Back to the future.
aside
Why
from
do you
all the
sound like Al
jokes and all the
Pacino?
memes and all the like what the fucks, I do have a different question I would like an answer. So, you are at least acknowledging that you fucked up for the most part. Say from
Oh,
like
yeah.
the spats from Twitter, that seems to be a bit of a mixed indication there, in my personal opinion. But so, like, what are you going to do about it exactly? Like, what is your end goal to try to make corrections on this whole thing? Since you
I've
sorry.
been through a lot of like, especially since it has ended and since I moved away and kind of started my own life, I did have to start over. And what I mean by that is just like with my business and practically starting from like $600 or something, and I had to make all new friends. And okay, I've also been going to therapy.
Realize that this is gonna be staying with you for the rest of your life.
Oh,
Right.
I'm well aware. Yeah.
And
Okay.
if not for the statute of limitations.
But do you
would
also
be
realize
gone.
that a definition of a pedophile is somebody who actively is sexually attracted to minors, and hundreds of people are calling me a pedophile even though I am not.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Definition-
There's lots of hold on. There's lots of dudes who go to bars who make the same mistake you did, who have to be living the rest of their lives branded as pedophiles too. That's part of just how it is.
You don't
You-
have to be one to be on the sex offender registry, and I'm not gonna lie, for the crime that you did commit, you definitely
be.
should be on it. It is quite literally only fair.
The definition of a pedophile, noun from the Oxford Dictionary, a person who is sexually attracted to children. Whether you're sexually attracted to children or not is just hearsay. Frankly, I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. At the end of the day, you committed statutory rape. And that, in all legal definitions of the word, due to your location and due to what you did, makes you a pedophile. Now, once again, I don't know if you're a pedophile, but there's some sussiness to be sussed, shall we say.
Yes. On top
First
of
of all,
it, I find half of okay. So here's the thing, and this is what I'm going to go into a slightly tangent about this, just to be clear. I find that a vast majority of the reason why this drama got so bad the way it did for you wasn't necessarily coming out of the fact that Kit Kat decided to throw all this information about you, even though he tried before and it went nowhere. As I see from everywhere, from the archives to even Kiwi Farms showing this as a legitimate thing. Like, it has happened a couple years ago where he tried to come at you with this. It seems to me what really burned you wasn't the accusation, but how you responded to it. You responded with a lot of your own pretensions, your own screaming, your own like excuses. You did throw a few like you did throw the whole I'm asexual argument like it's a reversal of Kevin Spacey argument. You did go out of your way to sort of tacitly act like you this was you being slow because maybe autism or some mental disability. You made all the hallmarks of trying to weasel your way out of it, and it got you into this much trouble. So my question at this point in time is, what are you going to do to fix that?
I'm going. I admit that I fucked up a long time ago.
Perfect.
As far as recently, there's a lot of shit that I really wish that I could just tell people about what he did to me. And that's what I put out.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, no one's gonna care that a minor was being a spastic and punches hole in the walls. In the same way his dad probably punched holes through him. It doesn't matter.
I can't say I was grooming if literally he was treating me like shit.
You had sex with him. You lived in his house. If he treated you like this from the start, why even go there?
Not only did you have sex with him multiple times before he was even 16, you also chose to go, oh, I know about his age, but I'm gonna move in with him anyway. And didn't even, what was in your head there? Like, were you planning on marrying the guy? Were you trying to, like, I don't know. I'm not a mind reader.
Was it like a, what was the guy, Woody Allen? Was it like a Woody Allen situation?
Like, were you, no, I'm thinking Seinfeld. But, like,
You see boobs and you look.
What were the thoughts there? Because, like, what were you thinking there at that time?
Fuck, man, I don't even understand this shit anymore.
Like, what were you thinking to move in with him and think that was going to be all right? And then I have memories of something like, how this wasn't going to be done this way. And the whole thing about that is this type of shit comes out, and it's a very long, lengthy process of whenever it does. And whenever it does, have you ever heard of the phrase, your name is mud?
Yeah.
Great song.
Okay, you know what that phrase means, right? You will have a black mark on you for the rest of your life in this fandom.
Yep.
frankly, in my opinion, considering you know what you did is a crime and was wrong, you should honestly go back to Florida and walk to the nearest PD and confess. Do your time if you're still under the statute of limitations.
The thing is, too, like, since we're on the topic of hearsay, I'm going through all these different tweets of people who, at least argue they used to know you, given, like, previous friendships or business deals or dealings, claiming that overwhelmingly that, yeah, you were, they knew you were going with a minor, and that they knew that you were, like, this doesn't seem like it was a secret that you were involved in this type of behavior. So what I'm trying to ask here,
What kind of behavior?
getting yourself involved with a kid.
Moving into his house. Okay. Can I tell a story from my perspective, a very brief one?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I
Make it
for a
brief,
while,
please.
I used to be a tutor for autistic kids. This one family, they really love having me around because of my work. The son, his grade shot up from like a D to a solid A. And the mother, knowing I was having housing issues and financial issues, offered to let me move in. Do you see where that differs from your situation?
Yeah.
I got another question to ask because I just read this through. I think people are taking sections of some things. It goes, friends and clients. Kit turned 18 on June 16, 2017, and not long after his 18th birthday, he began to ask about dating options now that he is of legal age. Truthfully, I did not wish to carry the idea, especially after all the frustration and actions he has developed. I told him I did not have feelings for him at all, yet he still desperately wished to date me, and even if those feelings come back because I wanted all this to stop, I fully agreed to date him. I quote, I fully agreed to date him so I did not have to live in a parental state of defense.
You laugh.
It's more of an incredulous laugh.
Fully
because
agreed
what the
to
fuck?
date. Well, I mean, Zaro.
I think you guys are
I feel-
underestimating the situation a bit, but I mean, I understand where you're coming from.
What did you feel trapped in the area that you were, and that was your only way out? Is that it, Zaro?
He wouldn't let me leave.
You were an adult.
Okay. But he was much bigger than I am. He very much held so much like mental stuff over me. He threatened to
Do you realize that there are over 860 different women's battered shelters?
You
No.
know, you could very easily call the cops, and if nothing else, they would have gotten you out of the house.
Did you have a cell phone at the time?
I wish.
Nope, they would have.
He kept taking it.
Did you not have a landline?
No.
So the house did not have a landline. You had no cell phone, and at no point did you attempt to maybe kick him really hard in the nuts and hit him with a skillet.
Or maybe leave at any
What? So
time?
he could try and, get me in trouble for being a freaking like assault or something. I should have.
If
I
he
should
was
have.
bigger than you, and you were genuinely worried that he was going to hurt you, you have every right to beat the ever-loving shit out of him.
Self-defense.
That's kind of, how self-defense laws work. And also, I don't mean to sound like a sexist, but as a woman, you would absolutely have had the law on your side. There have been parents who have been
Explains to
physically,
Sunday.
mentally, and sexually abused by their own kids.
There are cases that I know where the woman beat the fuck out of the male.
Also, can I just ask something real quick? You said that you didn't attempt to date him after he turned 18, and in this section of the document, it proved otherwise. So, why have you spent this entire stream lying?
Excuse me.
I literally just read that out before you guys went on a tangent. And I went to the restroom. You said in your own thing, I wanted us all to stop. I fully agree to date him.
Are you talking like?
You're starting to sound like Amber Heard.
Use the proper name. It's Amber Turd. Get it right.
Including the dog stepped on a bee, breathe out, exhaled that you just did.
It's like I understand that you felt very trapped, but
Y'all
you
realize
are
there
an
was
adult.
like 3 years between like the day I moved in with him and when
You've already admitted to fucking him at 15.
There is not
Okay.
a lot worse you could have done.
Also, here's another point. I hear you. Here's my point. You're an adult. You know better.
Also, okay, when
Yeah.
you say you're small, right?
Yeah.
How tall are you?
5'2".
My girlfriend is 5'3". I am a solid foot taller than her, and I have well over 100 pounds on her. She could still, if I suddenly became a drunk alcoholic, physically abusive asshole, she still knows 5 different ways, just off the top of her head, that she could use to fuck me up and walk out the door with all of her shit.
It's impressive.
It's also very basic. It like a very cursory Google search will tell you 9 ways to take down a male attacker. There's also hotlines you can get in touch with. I have to assume you had use of the internet.
Yeah.
And notice that the whole abuse thing came up whenever she didn't have any other cover to cover, like, mask up what she was doing.
You guys seem really biased here.
How are we being biased?
Zaro, I've been paying attention to this entire live stream while I was at work and closing up. Me closing my shop is actually fundamentally one of the most boring things that I do in my job. So I was paying rather close attention to what you were saying. I've also researched the plethora of archives that we have. Now, I tried to do that with a non-biased approach, but I can't do that whenever you're being disingenuous, whenever you're being dishonest. And you have done that, and then you backpedaled, and then you gave out another excuse, and then you backpedaled, and then you gave out a different one.
Also, in this show for the last 3 years, I've had far worse people on this show, and I've been extremely kind and considerate to you the entire time through this interview. I even tacitly ignored some of your outright lies from the start in order to get to the center of this. The only reason I'm being an ass now is because my threshold of tolerance for your bullshit has run out.
All things considered, you have had it very easy. I don't know if you saw what happened when Cord was around, but
Oh, there was Cord. There's a plethora of people.
There was
we've
blood
actually
everywhere.
Kept it rather tame for you, Zaro.
oh god, Stetson.
We have kept it rather tame for you.
Although I do need to know, what do you mean when you say we are being biased?
Because you're not even considering the fact that there's information that you don't
Okay.
have.
Let's
Information you are
say
not
that there
sharing.
is. All right, let's go ahead and say, and like I said, the formula that you're going by right now is kind of reminding me of Amber Heard. Now,
Yeah. Okay, you and everybody
it
else.
seems like it. What? Sorry, what?
Just continue.
I just said you and
Oh no!
everybody else.
What did you just say? What did
No,
you?
I
just
said
say?
you and everybody else.
Okay. Well, let's see here. Did his abuse start whenever he was 15?
No.
No. Okay.
Started after you moved in.
Did his abuse start whenever he was 16?
It was after I moved in.
Yeah, I'm asking you the question of his age. You should know it by now. When did he start hitting you? What type of abuse did he do?
He would lock me in my room.
Okay.
He for the most part, didn't put his hands on me. There was a couple times where he did kind of grab me and move me, like scoot me, and just say, no, don't go over there, or don't do this.
Okay. So no physical abuse? No punching you? No slapping you?
He did slap me a few times.
Okay.
And
was this whenever you first moved in?
No, it was over some time.
Okay, so this was over time. And not once did you say, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm not gonna take this anymore. You know, I'm out.
Tried.
You tried.
Or
You
maybe
tried.
here's the better answer. Maybe at one point you did put up with all of this so that you can fuck him legally.
No, I didn't.
No, I'm not even going to go down that road.
I mean,
I can see it.
We're
I could see it, but I'm not going to go down that one. But what I'm asking is, this entire time, you're stating that he abused you. Now this didn't come out until now, but you're like, do you have like any DMs of him threatening you? Do you have any, I don't know, pictures of the marks that he's left on you? Do you have any medical reports of being, violated? Do you have any police
I have
reports?
documents of 2 different people who he offered to pay thousands of dollars to at a con to kill me.
Okay, when was this?
Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
When was this?
He was going to kill his
Was
business
this?
partner.
Hold on. Was this
2018
2018?
BLFC.
Okay, and how old was he during that?
He was 18.
Okay, so this was whenever he turned 18.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've been with him for 2 years.
Yeah.
During that. All right. Why did he choose to do that then? And you can go ahead and put it in the stream Discord chat if you have any proof.
Okay. He was upset because I started spending time with Aiko, because I had a crush on Aiko, and he was aware of it and was very upset.
Okay.
Lover's quarrel.
Do you realize, and this was whenever the abuse started as well?
The abuse started before that, long before.
Okay, so the abuse started long before 18. Okay.
Mhm.
So how long before 18?
It's about 2017, early 2017 is when that stuff started.
Okay, so he was 17 at the time
Yeah.
that the abuse started. Okay, you see, we're starting to fabricate a little timeline here. And this was him abusing you was before you moved in then, correct?
If you consider lying about age abuse, because I moved in with him back in 2015 at the end of the year.
So you moved in with him whenever he was 2015?
Mm-hmm.
So you moved in whenever he was 15 years old?
Oh.
Because if he's 18 at 2018, then that would mean that he would be 15 at 2015, because his year of birth would be 2000.
Oh, it was more than 99.
Sure, he's born in '99.
Okay. So, he would be just turning 18 in 2018, I guess. Or he'd be turning 19. Either way, the
So-
time
Which of these documents
doesn't
has-
particularly add up with what your statements are on this current stream.
I'm really trying to get the timeline stuff right. It's tough to get specifics, but I've been doing my best so far
So,
based on what I can find
wait,
and images
Oh.
and such.
I've been posting some of the stuff from fucking thing. So why is it taking you this long to actually be posting these references in the chat?
I can't focus on you guys.
Well, this is even before these guys popped in. What are you talking about? Alright. So, I think the real question outside of all of this autism and jokes and memes and whatever, and, whatever, have you been trying to seek some form of legal counsel for this? Lawyers, lawyering up, whatever?
Yes.
Alright. Have you considered that maybe spastically posting on Twitter is a bad idea while you're doing that?
Do you realize that your lawyer would tell you to shut the fuck up, right?
Anytime you got these criminal situations, regardless of the side, if you were actively talking to a lawyer, the biggest advice to start off with is they're going to tell you to shut your fucking mouth. Because anything you say will be held against you in court. And it most certainly will.
Unless you were wanting it to be on the court of public opinion, because the court of public opinion was on your side before. Why not have a second victory in the court of public opinion?
Rule mistress, man, it's like gambling. One minute you win a lottery ticket, the next minute you just lost it in the same order.
Also, just speaking as somebody who's seen shit like what you've described go down, by the time he was 18, if he was abusing you in the way you described, you could have legally, physically beaten him half to death and walked out if you felt like you were in danger, and not only would the law have probably been on your side, but pretty much everyone else would have been too.
Look, if I was in your situation, I want a lawyer, they would told me to shut my mouth, I would.
Well, no, Cass, like, if I told you that, like, my girlfriend beat me half to death and then took all of her shit and drove away, would your first question not be, what the fuck did you do?
Yeah.
And that's because Cass already knows that Cass is kind of one of my buds here. Even if he hears me tell him that, he'd be like, what did you do?
Yeah, the thing...
That shit does not happen without a reason.
The thing
if
is...
he called the cops on you, they would have asked, what did he do?
They'd also be asking, what are you doing in his house that you moved in with him? And then they would look at the history of his dad and go, that seems concerning. All that's going to mention, like, let's be real, if he was being malicious and the cops were talking about, he totally would have probably said something about, oh yeah, I fucked her when I was like 15 and she was 23, but on a car in Florida. Like, yeah, you're kind of cooked there. Like, if anything, like, if he was really trying to be a threat to you, I would say that the more easier threats for him to do would have been trying to go for the police, not threaten to beat you up and punch holes in the wall like a fucking spaz. You know, like, that makes no sense.
That is a sign of a very, very abusive personality.
Yeah, he sounds like a real piece of shit, and I don't deny he is, okay? Like, I can agree with you on that one, Zaro. He probably is, given his circumstances, and that I would not be surprised, right? That I could understand where you're coming from. However, it seemed like to me that you benefited from this until it didn't, and all of a sudden it became a problem. You still actively had sex with him for a time. You tried to do the whole we can only be friends thing while you lived with him. and then you knew about his family at a certain point and the history before you moved in. It seems way too suspect. It really does. I'm sorry, but like, it's just there's no cards in your favor, man. Just
Also,
isn't.
You fuck a teenager, then move into his house. At some point, you kind of have to expect him to go nuts when you say you don't want to date him.
Yeah.
That is not me trying to blame the victim. That is just me saying, hindsight 2020. That is kind of just how that shit goes. It's like a vacation to Taiwan. Eventually, you fly back home with your stomach full of drugs.
And from somebody who has actually dealt with physical abuse, and I've had shit like that a little bit of that treatment. I leave. I genuinely leave.
Yep.
Because guess what? I would rather be better that way and gone. Hi, Bear Dog. I'd rather be that way and gone. Whether I've cut my losses or I go over with a police escort to get all of my shit. I'm gone. I do not go around anything that will endanger me.
Yep.
Even if I have to be homeless, which guess what? You remember about the 800 and some odd shelters that I told you about? Me as a male, I was having to camp out in the woods. I was killing rabbits and all kinds of other shit and cooking them over a fire because I couldn't fucking go to a shelter.
Also, can I just bring up something real quick? No matter what argument you make, legally speaking, and speaking by even societal standards, since you were the adult the entire time, the responsibility from the start falls upon you. The whole start. Even if you say, "Oh well, he lied to me about it," like, look, any dude who's been to bars says this all the time. Even if you find a cute chick, and you went, hey, you want to go do something, and it turns out they're not an actual adult, they just found their way into the bar one way or the other, and they get arrested, and they go, "Officer, I didn't know she was 12. She said she was 18." Like, I'm sorry, but the legal responsibility from the start falls upon you, no matter what. So if you end up in this situation,
That's true.
oh, very true, very true. And there's some crazy people who actively, like, kids who actively do that stuff just so they can do some shit to the adults and then stick the cops on them when there's a disagreement. It's disgusting. Yeah, sometimes the kids are fucked up too. It does not change the fact that all you had to do was walk away. You had that chance.
The minute you ask him to produce an ID and he begins saying, "Oh well, I would," except you just say, "Okay, then get back to me when you have it," or you just walk away and do not talk to him again. Again, hindsight 2020, but I'm just saying, as an adult, there's just some things you are supposed to know and supposed to do.
Ask him
Yeah,
questions.
you're right.
Ask him 12 questions at a college level.
Why did you
person
not?
would know.
Is my question. I used to work in a bar. I have seen people make some stupid mistakes, but I have also seen the drunkest motherfuckers use the basic knowledge and be like, wait, how old are you? Before they buy a drink or go home with somebody.
Also, hold on. Hey, Bear Dog, welcome to the chat. Feel free to say something. Welcome to
Hey, what's going on, guys? I hear we're fucking kids again or whatever.
Jesus Christ.
Well, Zaro is, so.
I mean, this is normal fucking shit, isn't it? So, what's the excuse now? I didn't know. He didn't tell me. He beat me up. He abused me. What's the fucking excuse?
We're on that right now, actually.
Oh,
he hurt my feelings.
No. We're going with locked me up in my room.
Punch holes in
yeah.
the wall.
No, what led to the sex was the fact that he both didn't tell her his actual age and she didn't ask him, or
do the due diligence that adults have to go through.
Yeah, and she moved with his family and lived in the same house 3 years after that fact.
How old were you when you moved in with the 15-year-old?
I never moved in with a 15-year-old.
I don't
with a
well,
16-year-old.
the
Excuse me.
child, the 16-year-old, whatever, like 15, 16, whatever, it doesn't fucking
It
matter.
was 23.
23, okay, and the parents didn't know, is that what we're saying?
They knew about my age.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
Though they're apparently their family's the father of the family was a pedophile. So,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
when he went to prison, I think it was like the mom and the 2 daughters and the Kit Kat kid, who was just like 16.
His older brother married a 14-year-old when he was 21.
Well, jeez, that starts to put all the pieces together. It's almost like they found one of their kind and wanted to do something with it. Jeez!
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit!
Wait, is this his family? Is this his family?
His family, yes.
Oh, fuck.
And at what point did you discover that after living with them?
Why do you stay with that?
Hold on. What point did you discover that after living with them? Like, how long had it been?
They told me themselves when they started to move into the house we were all living in, and then there was way too many people there, and that is when I started looking at places to move elsewhere for like the second, third.
Wait, no. You said you knew his age just before you made the decision to move, and you made that decision anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about like his brother, and like I found out about his brother and her, the wife, like later on.
But did you know the dad?
No, I never knew the dad.
I mean, as in knew the dad before you made the decision to move from them, because you did say like.
I knew
he did bring it up.
about. Like he told me about it.
There you go.
Yep. Well, I know that Bert's been kind of waiting for a little while.
You know what Bert's gonna say when he gets in, right?
No, Bert's just gonna go full on ham.
He's gonna spurg the fuck out.
All right. Well, we'll give him.
I encourage you to be at least a little bit respectful, please.
To whom? Him or you?
Tell
to
him.
you?
I mean, I'll tell you what. I'm
I'm gonna back the fuck out of here if everyone's gonna be an asshole. But...
I'm feeling rather generous.
Hold on.
So
Look, Bert, just say what you need to say, and if it's not related to the subject, then please don't try.
How do you feel after being outed for it? I just want to know.
Okay, that's something you could have just said on the chat.
That's a coherent question.
Yeah.
I didn't hear what the fuck he said, actually.
Zaro, how do you feel about all of this after being outed? He wants to know. That's what he was saying. Oh god.
I do
okay.
not.
Yeah, I will mute you. do not drink in the studio.
So Bert.
Right, now, sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Is that it? Is that it, Bert, or do you have something else to say?
Yeah.
What?
No, so one last thing.
What?
How did she feel when she get blacklisted on those events on that day?
Blacklisted by whom?
Okay.
Yeah,
Everyone
who's
when she got
blacklisted
outed.
me?
What the fuck?
Oh, all right. Go ahead and start listing what I'm blacklisted from then.
Blade Runner.
You know, since the time that you got outed for a lot of allegation of things that's been going on.
Okay, who is blacklisting her? Like a specific group, a company?
If I remember, maybe some of Kit Kat or something or whatnot. Since I haven't caught up with the drama.
That's okay. He's
That's exactly what I was afraid of
now.
putting him on for, dude.
That was rather quick and it was rather tame. So his question was something to the effect of, now that everything is out into the light, and I'm trying not to be biased, and I'm trying to at least hear your side too. But there's way too much on one side.
Yeah, because you also have
How
to
does
remember.
it feel having your skeletons drug out of the closet? Would be a better, I guess, a better phrase in the question that he was trying to ask. How did this experience actually feel? Is what he was probably asking.
What is there left to live for, honestly?
Getting a new
Well, what I'm saying is, here's what you can do to help your situation. I think you trying to respond on social media was a bad idea from the start. If this kid was literally trying to slam you, and given that he's got some background and some weird shit and disgusting behaviors with his family who seem to be okay with pedophiles on the dollar, look, I think what you really need to do is actually get some psychological help, seek legal counsel, and stop being on the internet until your lawyer says, yes, you can do this, yes, you can say this, but you can't say this or that, okay? This whole spurging out on social media has what buried you. That's what I was trying to tell you. I am being respectful here. Most of the tards that get into this server for these interviews, oh, it gets so much worse. You have no idea of the shit that happens.
Oh, yeah. You would have been torn apart within the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
The thing is, like, I get that you feel the way you do, but you could have handled this so much better. Like, you literally went on a tacit apology, and then you went on, this is the real story of Kit Kat and all this other drama. People spotted the inconsistencies. People got mad, as you would have expected. Like, this was... I'm going to be honest, a lot of this was your fault. You engineered your own fall. You became the architect of your own destruction. There is no sympathy to give.
That. I do want to say that the apology thing, I was apologizing for something else, like, entirely, and then people are like, "Oh, look, they're apologizing beforehand about the call-out stuff."
Apologizing for?
I was not treating friends all that well, and the whole breakup with. What am I gonna apologize for everything all at once?
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, if you have to be sincere though.
No.
Yeah, you have.
No.
You would have
Hold
to
on.
be transparent.
Yes. That's obvious. We all know that. But there's an even better part. You don't. It's not just about transparency, because let's be real. Like, all this shit we're talking about is like internet words and shit, and words in general. No. In order for that apology to work, you have to actually, by action, commit to it. Is what I've been trying to say to it. Yeah.
And also, yes, there is a blacklist in the furry community. Are you not aware of that?
I know there's quite a few.
Okay. There's some that are for people that steal fursuits. There's some that are for people that steal art. There's some that are for people that steal cosplay items. There's some that are for people that just generally get drunk and act like a fucking idiot inside of the convention. There's also some for zoophiles. And there's quite a few for people that generally try and take advantage of a minor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, I'm just going to say...
I'm going to assume that due to this story, you're probably added to that list.
More than likely. I mean, it didn't take much for Court Katie to be on that list. Let's be fucking honest, you know? And the most I remember people have is all the creepy shit he did with the, like, animals and stuff, and fucking, like, him messing around with a 17-year-old when he's, like, in his late 20s. Like, it doesn't take much to get in there once you break a certain line. And all people asked is, like, why did you break that line? And it's just this spastic drama back and forth the last 2 hours. So here's my take, right? What I'm saying to you is that if you truly want to repent repentance is not something that is earned by words. It is earned by merit and action. And some people are going to think you don't deserve it anyway, and that's fine. That happens all the time. It's up to their decision. Those are people who do that. But if you commit to that path of actually repenting, then who gives a shit? But at the end of the day, like, when you spurged out the way you have, since, mind you, like, mid-May, which is fucking crazy, by the way. You're acting like goddamn Christian did for, like, over a month or two. You didn't sit there and go, I could just stopped any time. Alright, hold on, what the fuck is this? Okay, Cedric with 250 yen is... Zaro, you are literally acting like Christian, yes. We just got... Yep, well, great minds think alike.
Christian.
Okay, I do need to ask.
You might want to look that
question.
up on your time. That's too much to talk about.
You
Okay.
said there's nothing left to live for. What do you mean by that exactly?
Oh
I'm
God,
so
please.
curious.
Fuck.
No. I want to see where this is gonna go because this is a very weird thing.
I don't.
You don't what?
I don't want to see where this is going
No,
because
I want to see where your thought process was gonna go with that one. Because
without
Yeah.
making, was it the narrative of fursuit making was your passion and all of that shit?
Because I'm not gonna
There's-
lie, even if you get outed for being a pedophile, I've seen women who I've seen cases where women who legitimately knowingly had sex with minors have gone on to have perfectly fine careers. It's not me trying to be sexist. That's just me saying it fucking happens. You'll probably be fine. Just in the future, maybe try to find a job outside of fursuit making. Maybe go into, I don't know, special effects or some shit.
I don't know, it's all manipulative and gaslighting bullshit. Enough.
Yeah, how many times do we have people in here like, oh, I want to kill myself. You meanies, the Fox Mafia is so mean. And it never happens. It never fucking happens. Like, the only time I remember anyone being suicidal was never part of the show, and we helped to fix that. Like, we've been kind to people who actually been through some fucked up shit. In some, like, confusing situations involving that. The fact that you just kind of sat there and you didn't even back up your argument as to why you would do it in the first place or how is indicative of the fact that that was just a reactionary response.
You want me to tell you how I know that wasn't Zaro? You want me to tell you? I have attempted to kill myself a total of 8 times. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 8. No, 9 times. I've attempted to kill myself 9 times.
You got me beaten by numbers.
Now the thing is with it, I know how a person acts whenever they want to kill themselves, and you want to know what it is.
Yeah, they don't say anything.
They normally, one, they won't say anything.
Yep.
And 2, if they do say something, it's going to be hyper-focused on the thing that is causing them the most stress. You did none of that.
I'm not saying I'm gonna kill myself. I'm just saying.
Oh, you said that there was nothing left to live for. What would that what would that implication be? Please explain, Zaro, because I've
lost a lot. Is my point, and it's.
And now you have to work from the bottom. Yes, you have to work from the bottom up again.
It's almost like you have to get go away from the furry fandom to find a job.
It's like you have to take responsibility for your fucking.
Hold on, real quick.
Oh,
I just want clarification, real quick. How old are you now?
30.
30.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Okay.
God damn.
Had you been in your 20s, I would have made an argument that, like, yeah, you could have had some time to salvage that, but 30, yeah, good luck with that.
You're as old as I am.
And that's pretty fucking old.
Have you ever considered that?
I'm also 30. I have it in my profile.
Have you ever
stand by what I
considered
said.
that the people you've associated with, the people that you decided to have these relations with, that the things you have done to help even spark this autism in the first place, like, have you ever considered the loss of others in your life? Why is it that now we call this out? It's like, oh, there's nothing to live with. Okay, explain the kid you were fucking. You have any idea, like, the type of shit that happens to a person's psychology when you reinforce that shit in the first place? Because what messages it sends to the kid when you fuck them, and they have a family full of pedophiles? Like, what exactly are you even trying to prove with this?
Obviously, it encourages him to continue to lie about his age.
It encourages him to continue to repeat the same cycle of behavior his family's trapped in. Yeah, I agree with you there.
And yeah.
I like how.
And
I like how.
keep in mind when. I'm sorry, Bear Dog.
Oh no, you're fine. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You actually had like a full point you were building.
Oh no, I didn't have a point. Go ahead.
Right. But not only that, you not only reinforced all this shit, you probably made it a little bit worse, because after you revealed to him, yeah, I'm not really interested in having a full-on relationship with you, after fucking him several times, moving across the country into his house with his family, which, just gonna go ahead and say, that's a pretty fucking major thing for any teenage boy, let alone having sex. How did it not register in your head that he was gonna turn into kind of a fucking creep? Like when you denied getting into a relationship with him. This is not me saying you didn't have a right to say no. You have a right to say no to whoever you do or don't want to be in a relationship with. However, how did it not rattle in your head that, you know, maybe fucking this kid and moving into his house to start a business with him, a step that is a huge step for people who have been in a relationship for at least a couple of years, even. To go into a business relationship with somebody is a huge fucking commitment. Yep. And you made 1, 2, 3 major ones, despite all and seeing enough red flags to give America another red scare.
I mean, the thing is, like, at the end of the day, we can sit here and postulate and make assumptions and theories as to what's going on here, but the one thing that is completely self-evident, regardless of how many times you scream otherwise, is that even after you fuck this kid, you used him for everything he's got.
You use me for everything I've got.
You moved in with him. You basically used him for housing and for what? Your company? You had an LLC, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had a business. You used him for his ability. You used him for housing. You fucked him maybe 4 times. So you used him for housing and money. And
he spent a ton of the business money for business expenses, quote unquote. I know, I understand. I still allowed it.
It's not that you allowed it, it's that you continued to encourage. First of all, I'm not saying that you embezzled money from the company. That right. is a whole other thing. You used him for your company. You understand why that's messed up. So technically you broke 2 laws.
How did I use him for my company?
Did you pay him? And also child labor laws. You cannot employ a child.
Was this like under the table?
It was like we had a joint account. People would pay the joint account, and then when we complete a job, then we would get paid.
So he performed, I assume, labor and tasks and just general shit to do with construction?
Just basic, like, suit construction.
What did you do in the company?
I made the patterns, head bases, furred heads, furred bodies, tons of Shit.
I'm actually very familiar with the process of making fursuit.
Okay.
Um,
And he did everything else.
So
We both just kind of traded off on tasks.
okay,
And so
all right.
you do realize you committed 2 crimes.
Also, Bear Dog for $5 says, "Why does she sound like Amber Heard?"
I'm just saying.
God damn it.
There's so much victim blaming here. It's just absolutely fucking sick.
I mean, the thing is, even
It is also too important to acknowledge that whatever the fuck his name is a piece of shit.
yes,
Yeah, that's fine, but you know,
Oh yeah.
But also,
it's all their
even-
fault or
even
whatever the fuck.
so, This has went into basically a predator went after a minor to try and get everything that they can get out of it, and then it turned into some like hard candy shit apparently.
so again,
I know what happened is he decided to just kind of play video games and not work, and then was like, all right, where's my money? I want to go to these cons. And I'm like, you're not working. It's mine. And he's like, oh, well, that sucks. I'm going to get angry now and treat you like shit.
almost like it
Okay,
seems like you should
how
move
did
in with
he
him.
treat you like shit? How did he get angry and treat you like shit? Almost like he's, not as mature as you.
Yeah, no, imagine that.
Almost like there was a 6-year age gap between you guys. Like he was developing at a slower rate.
Yeah.
all right. So again, my question stands. Like, did you pay him for this type of work deal?
I want to say the first year we were working together, it was kind of like an even split, but then later on we got paid based on what we completed.
Okay.
So yeah.
So what happened when you guys broke up from that partnership? What transpired?
I ended up giving him the business, Red Storm, and I gave him the PayPal. And the money that was in it, I don't remember exactly how much was in it, but it was not zero, and it wasn't really close to zero. It was at least a couple hundred. And then after that, I ended up I made an agreement with him that I would help him complete the commissions that were still owed. And I told him, if you can pay me $500 per completed suit, I will do that. So he said, okay, here, do this full digi-suit. I did the full digi-suit. I'm like, okay, can you pay me my 500? He never did.
Okay.
So I did not continue to help him with that.
So are you going to civilly sue him for damages, or what's going to happen? What are we doing?
I do not feel comfortable sharing my plan of action. Legal
Okay,
plan
that's
of
a
action.
no. That's a no. You're not going to do anything. Okay, great. So my advice to you, like for, woman to woman or whatever gay shit you want to fucking say, you need to get off the internet and get a job. And that's it. Leave the internet and get a job.
That's good.
That's the advice. All of this petty bullshit, manipulative gaslighting, all this gay shit, it's just a dog and pony show. That's all it is. You're not remorseful. You don't give a fuck. It's enough.
You're
get it.
probably even ignoring
feel-
what she's saying right now.
So, as it stands, are you going to, since you said you claimed already that you're going to try a legal action, would that mean that you're going to learn the outage of just shutting your mouth and dealing it with the proper authorities instead of screaming on Twitter? That's what I'm asking, because so far all I'm seeing is you screaming on Twitter.
Like Trump.
I mean, sure, we can go with that example.
How about
Sure.
a real answer?
Alright.
Wow,
I wasn't.
Deflection.
that was great.
Uh,
Do it again.
Oh, I told you I'm planning to stop.
Oh yeah.
What do you
you're-
want me to do?
You're
You're
so
gonna
fucking
stop
remorseful.
pursuing
I can
legal
feel it.
action?
I can
See-
feel your remorse.
See, I get this implication.
No, it's a joke as soon as freaking whatever your name is, Bear Dog comes in here and is just laughing up a storm.
I mean, I think it's pretty funny. Like, I don't know.
No, yeah, so do I,
Fucking-
but
fucking
me
kids and
laughing
shit
is
like that,
not
you know?
allowed.
I mean, fucking kids or whatever. That's fine.
Yeah, you think
Oh,
fucking
you
kids
can
is funny?
react. You can react however you want. Go ahead and laugh.
I'm
do
just
whatever
saying.
you
I'm
want.
just saying. If you want to keep the train of logic, that's fine. But gloves are off.
I mean, you could call Cass a fuckhead, or you can call him a copycat Chris Hansen. What's a couple of other ones that you've heard, Cass? Some real creative ones.
The lesser of two coyotes.
Yeah, you could be one of those, or like what? Go ahead.
That's fucking great.
React however the fuck you want.
Yeah. So
You
No,
could tell me
no,
I'm an
bringing
idiot,
like
I don't know what
Kit
I'm
Kat in
talking
here.
why?
Oh
why?
my god, can we?
Oh, I mean, I have sent them a message through their Twitter, the same one that released the accusations. I've never had a response from them.
I mean, I would like them to be here.
I mean, they're
honestly.
free. They're free to join anytime they want. If they're watching, chances are they probably are. They're always
Hey,
welcome to join.
hey, chat. Could you guys, if you guys want, what was his name?
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat in here. I guess page him.
I mean, I'll definitely call him a fuckhead for being an abusive dick, and not.
No. I mean, let's hear ones in the chat if you guys want that to happen.
I already have his Twitter. It's not hard to find. It's right here.
Oh, there
If you
you
want to
go.
contact
I
him.
mean, he's a
Also, I just want to make it clear.
legally he is a public figure.
I would also say, don't harass him.
Okay.
Hell, don't even harass fucking Sky after this either, or at all. I'm clarifying that so that people don't do stupid shit. There you go.
How's that weed?
Like, don't be fuckheads.
Yeah. Not really the point.
We got
Like,
one,
at least
two,
she's
three,
trying to say that she's sorry.
That's 7 ones, 8, 10, 11, 12,
Holy
13,
shit.
14.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, get
See,
this fucking.
all right. These people would love to have this person on.
All right.
And,
Now, my only concern is, can the two of them not scream like autistic children on the playground over a ball?
oh, I mean, I can always server mute, so.
That is true.
But could we have him on? Let's see. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-doo-doo.
Yo. If
And,
only my family wasn't asleep so I could yell
going
at people
over on
properly.
Twitter.
She's faring slightly better than the creepy Greek.
Oh god. Creepy Greek.
I'm so upset that I missed that.
Don't you make fun of the magician, okay?
Shut the
Don't you dare make fun of the magician. He's
I want
very
that
upset he
boxing
has
match
erectile
to
dysfunction,
happen.
Okay?
Wait.
I
I'm
want
sorry,
that
what?
boxing match to happen.
I'm sorry, what?
He's very upset he has erectile dysfunction.
Wait, what boxing match?
Oh god.
Oh, we'll get into that later.
Okay, if someone's challenged you to a boxing match, Kaz, I can tag in for you. I know how to fight, and I'm big as shit.
Yeah, sure. You'll have to talk
Okay.
to Blinn about it.
Fuck it, let's go. Fight me,
Yeah,
pussy.
Blinn's already got the first one, so
Yeah.
we
Okay.
can make box of pedo segments apparently.
Yes. Blood for the blood god. The chat's demanding blood. Oh lord. I feel like they're going too soon with that one. We'll have to wait and see.
I will willingly step into a ring with Cord. Just saying.
Yep.
You think you get moves, motherfucker? Let's go.
See
Use
how
those-
many Do we know anyone in here that still has any personal contacts with Kit Kat? Because I don't know if you do Sky, since you all this.
Kit Kat, Cabbit, dear fucking
I really
Christ.
Telegram, I guess.
All right, I don't know if anyone knows his goddamn Telegram, has talked to him and has open access to hey, would you like to join? Feel free to send them.
Any contact to this person about just share the stream.
I have a feeling they're not gonna join
hey.
the Twitter conversation if you start fucking spamming their inbox on Twitter. I think talking to them Telegram works.
I see. I disagree. I find that if you bully people on Twitter enough, they'll eventually have to accommodate you.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they probably don't want to get on a stream with their abuser.
Yeah, that is kind of true.
Yeah.
I can kind of feel that part. Yeah. It's not a
Yeah,
requirement.
I don't want to get on a stream with him either.
I can completely understand.
Dude, we'll call him a fuckhead if he starts being kind of a bitch, you know?
I bet you fucking don't.
But at the same time, I'm sorry, Zaro, but most of this leans towards you.
It is absolutely your fault.
Now I will say that there's another level of fucked that was surfaced, but this is primarily you.
Yeah. I know.
And like I said, I'm trying to be in a non-biased perspective. But all of the shit that stacks up, with the timeline that stacks up, and the choices that you made to continue said timeline for so long.
Yep. Also, we got a whole bunch of
beginning
random
it in
people
the
popping
first
in right
place.
now. We got a whole ass bunch of people in here, so feel free to like, subscribe, and share around this content. Keep everyone in the know about stuff like this.
And always tell pedophiles they're fuckheads.
Also, yes, the internet problems you're seeing is probably something going on with YouTube and what have you. My internet's fine.
You will not silence us. What's that bitch's name? Stephanie?
Susan Wojcicki.
You will not fucking silence us, Susan. You want to be Karen? Your shitty haircut. I should probably stop.
Yep. And that's not a big deal.
Cass, I sent you his Telegram just so I keep it out of
All right.
public.
All right.
In my experience, Telegram is used almost exclusively by
Well,
pedophiles.
that is technically a private info. So
Yeah, I'm not saying it. I'm just gonna say, hey, would you like to partake in this? If I get no answer in maybe 15 minutes, we can just say, we tried.
yeah, we might even interview them in the future.
Who knows?
But this is the interview with you, and you trying to get your story out.
Okay, there we go. Feel free to banter. I'm currently sending a message.
So, how did you two meet again?
Bowling alley.
I had a bowling alley for a meet. It was an arcade. It's an arcade,
like the lamest thing.
It is.
No. There's furry bowl meets. I'm aware of these.
The only people I've ever seen in a bowling alley that wasn't like a summer youth group thing has been alcoholic dads.
Oh my gosh, let's go to the bowling alley.
Do you have a drinking problem you need to tell us about?
No.
And it's usually afterwards you go to Denny's.
God, I was an asshole right there.
Fucking okay, true story. I went to Denny's with my brother, and he gave them a 20, and they immediately insisted that it was fake. And they demand to see his papers.
Papers, please.
Yeah, they basically insisted on seeing his papers. The highest bill they'll accept is a 20. They wouldn't accept a 20 from him just because he's a large, suspect-looking black guy. So,
All right.
screw Denny's.
Message is sent. We're gonna have to, wait for a bit to see if something happens. If not, oh well. 15 minutes.
Wait, they do bowling alley weddings now? Good God, America's
So you basically met them and laid them at that bowling meet. Like, is that what I'm getting?
Pitter patter.
Man, I don't fucking know at this point.
The silence is deafening.
Also, Bubbo, no, I did not just reference the Big Lebowski. I've actually never seen it.
Oh Jesus.
I know my friends hate me for it because I refuse to watch it. And it
Let's
makes them
see.
angry.
Gold box. I don't know if that's how I pronounce her name. Apologies, because for $2, because she is Amber Turd and Chris Chan in a nutshell. Thank you for the $2.
Amber Turd?
Amber Turd and Chris Chan in a nutshell.
Yeah, no, Amber Turd.
Amber Turd.
Churd. With a CH, like Chan, but Churd.
Oh, okay. Oh, that. See, it took me a minute to get
fuck. That. Do you need sleep, my dude?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah, we do a lot of research whenever we do interviews like this.
Oh wait, hold on. I got a response. I'm currently going out tonight, so I can't. Understandable.
Okay.
Okay, first, McCall Media, there is no bowling alley that has good nachos, period.
X.
Like, no fucking joke. The bowling alley nachos are made with, like, a block of synthetic cheese.
Yep. It's 3 chemicals away from plastic. But was that what went down though, Zaro?
I'm sorry?
Was that what went down though? You met him at the meet and you decided to lay him there?
No.
I have to
Okay,
imagine
so
bowling
how did the first interaction with you guys go?
It's just like, oh, hi, my name's this. Are you guys furries? Yes. Okay. Cool.
You can tell by the tail plug. That wasn't a joke for you.
Yeah, Zaro's still here. Obviously, the conversation's still going. I'm just clarifying to the audience. I think there's something going on with YouTube right now. I don't know if it's YouTube or my end, but like, yeah some shit's getting blocky for some reason. I don't understand why.
We'll see when it's done.
Mm-hmm.
At some point. I'll ask my girlfriend, see what she says.
Mm-hmm.
But I can only imagine bowling alleys are so boring to make pedophilia seem like an option.
Jesus Christ. Just what the fuck?
Jesus.
Oh,
So,
I mean, this is you getting the story. So, how did you guys meet? What happened that night?
That night?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go pull up my Dropbox and show you like all the photos and shit too.
All I'm saying is if you don't fill in the silence after he asks a question, is I'm going to have to, and it's going to be bad.
Oh, I mean,
Did you take naked pictures of him?
No.
Oh my God.
I barely even knew the kid after the first night I met him. Literally, he was just like some person that ended up showing up to future meets.
What the fuck, bear dog?
What?
Pizza slime.
Whatever. I'm here for gay shit, okay?
I prefer pizza thought.
Jesus.
Yeah, see, Cass knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
He's seen it.
So, when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, like, is there fuck, I was going with a train of thought, but I'm getting really tired. So fuck, sorry. I'm living off of caffeine right now. Been for a while. So why what are you going to do with that? Did you leave the business? Like, did you kick him out of the business? By the way, just wanted clarification.
Out of like the business that him and I were sharing.
Yeah.
I didn't want to take it from him because I knew he would be extremely upset and he would probably revolt in some way or another. So I just ended up giving it all to him and started my own business. Just, Thunder Howl.
Okay, so you just left him the previous business and...
Yeah.
Okay.
Tried to work out some sort of way to help him finish the commissions, but...
Okay. I remember somewhere in the docket of their little document that they had some complaints about that, meaning that the company they used to had was already in debt by the time you left it. So did you leave him in like a business full of debt?
Not debt. I think the debt he's referring to is the commissions that were owed, because there was like, I don't know, 6 that were owed.
Okay.
But I did work out some agreement with him, but he never ended up paying me. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna see that money.
That's okay.
And so, after all of that, and after he effectively, basically just like took your business, are you actually going to pursue legal action, even at risk of being outed in a courtroom, potentially arrested? Depending on the statute of limitations in Florida.
How many years is statute of limitations over there?
I don't even know. If I fucked up that bad, yeah.
If you fucked up, yeah, you did fuck up that bad.
Oh, I know.
But,
I would think you were less of a piece of shit if you actually did that. If you actually went to court and did all that shit and, admitted to what you did and all that other shit, yeah, that would be cool.
Let's see.
Really
in Florida, the statutes of limitation is found at Florida's stats section 95-1111. Some of the most important limitations under Florida statutes include action to recover from a Florida judgment equals 20 years. Range of written contract is 5 years. Only 4 for an oral contract.
What does it say about sexual act with a minor?
Let me check.
Actually, Cedric does bring up a good point. Did you leave a Kit Kat a business full of debt?
Yeah, I did mention that.
What do you mean? Like there was no credit cards. There was nothing taken out in the business name. There was that he was positive by at least a couple hundred. Like I think there was like 2,000 in there still when I gave it to him.
Okay. What Florida statute of limitations for statutory rape? The statutes of limitations for statutory rape is in the state of Florida and is 3 years. In other words, the victim must bring forth and file any rape charges within 3 years after the commission of the offense to be legally binding and valid for prosecution.
Look at you getting out of fucking jail scot-free. Wow.
If you borrowed money, that's debt, apparently, from Cedric.
No, I never borrowed any money. The only debt I can think of is just owing the commissions.
Yeah, but wouldn't that also run a cost of, like, materials and stuff and all this other shit, and then having to, like, reimburse the people who didn't get what they promised? What was promised to them? Like, I mean, after that, you'd be left with, like, no money in the bank and probably several $1,000s in debt, if not more.
Well, we ended up splitting all the fur and stuff we had, and we ended up having more materials than, like, we needed for the suits.
Well, but not the money.
Yeah.
No. How old is Kit Kat now? He's in his early 20s.
22.
23.
Okay. Okay.
Said that real quick.
Just recently.
Are you still in communication with him?
No. He doesn't have me blocked on Telegram for some reason, but whatever.
Probably doesn't care. Well, you see, that still draws the question of like how much got left behind. I mean, it could still be seen that you, as soon as he was of age and you had a fallen out, like imagine being someone like that who's like 18 and you get thrown into like having this much to deal with for a business that the person who's spearheading it just left it behind. I mean, did that not seem a little bit like what the fuck, honestly?
Yeah, at least a little bit.
Like, why even fucking go this far to have him share an account money in the first place? Or see, this is what I was saying to you earlier. Is like, this is why it's suspect to add kids in businesses like that, because once things go wrong, a lot of this other shit happens. And I'm not an expert in financial law, but I'm sure you can argue there is a few particular violations here and there. I mean, a kid involved in a business, like what the fuck? I'm sure there's a violation somewhere in that.
I don't think he can legally own a legally own a business at that point.
Well, I mean, he was 18 when I gave it to
account,
him,
right? Wait, was he 18 when you had a checking account with him?
He was 18 when I gave him the account.
Okay.
But what about when you shared a checking account?
No, that was more than likely under my name.
But you did share money with him out of it.
Yeah.
Well,
isn't that special?
Magical.
So, since we're at like 2 hours and 45 minutes, hey chat, I want to hear your opinion on this. 1, if you think she's innocent. 2, if you think no. Let's go with it.
1.
What?
There we go. Just 1. You know, 1.
Oh, she's innocent?
Oh, 2.
It is not even an... Wait, which...
Yeah. Let me reiterate that. Everyone involved, vote 1 if you believe SkyeCabbit is innocent. 2 if you believe she's guilty.
Extra points for it in foreign languages.
69.
Shut up.
Oh, here you go. Holy shit, it's unanimous.
Harlem Shake really does not like you.
Holy shit. Oh,
I'm
dear
so
lord.
Surprised. I'm just
Good
shocked.
Christ.
You know, even some of the worst people, right? Like, there would at least be, like, a few extra, like, contrarians be like, nah, it's totally, guys want, you know, it's totally innocent. But this time, no. Wow. Holy shit.
I see people voting multiple times. Dear God.
There's an account named SkyeCabbit going to.
Even SkyeCabbit apparently came in for like 2
What the
seconds.
fuck?
Dear God.
Which SkyeCabbit, we would like to invite you for an interview as well.
Oh, what the fuck? Obviously, that's not your account.
Literally just said.
No, that's me. I'm sitting on there.
Oh, you're fucking... Okay.
No.
Okay.
Like, it's obviously not complete innocence because there's huge fuck-ups, obviously.
You committed a crime.
Yeah, that's the point.
So,
oh, sorry, Cass, go ahead.
Oh, no, actually, you know what? Before I say something, you guys finish up what you have to say.
So what are you gonna do to, like, better the situation? Are you gonna get off the internet like I suggested, or are you just gonna scream into the ether?
I'm probably gonna just honestly finish up the commissions that I have, shut the hell up on the internet, and probably just uninstall some apps and then go from there.
I'm gonna be honest too. I think even like after this, I mean, not saying the stream has contributed anything because I don't think so in the great scheme of things, but I will definitely say that if you're trying to pursue this in court, and I'm going to assume you probably are, like with against him or something, right? I think I honestly say good luck with that, because after all the shit on Twitter, definitely would have just. It's not going to go anywhere productive.
Yeah.
For anyone involved. I mean, you may not be like, for example, with the statute of limitations, he may not be able to get you on statutory rape, but it doesn't change the fact that like the way you handled this will make you look awful in court, like absolutely fucking awful in court. Like they're just gonna look at you and go, "How the fuck are you this dumb?" Your lawyer's
Makes
going
me
to fucking
realize
sweat
that
bullets.
They're going to her lawyer. No, you're going to be put onto a stand, and then you are going to be told to read your own tweets out loud. One by one. Hours upon hours of this in a courtroom.
Yeah, it's not gonna be pleasant.
It's gonna be kind of cringe.
Yeah, the suggestion, I wouldn't pursue anything legally. I mean, because he could civilly sue you right back for damages, and he would win.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, you did leave behind a business with him, and if anything has gone wrong as a result of that, he could argue a countersuit.
Well, if what she said is right, and he was an adult at the time, and there was money in the company, I would argue that he might not really have a case, because that at that point it just comes down to him running the business like shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can sue anybody for anything if you have the money, but they
I
can
mean,
still
yeah.
they can still countersue, and he will probably most likely win. And read all of your tweets and freakouts and all of the telegrams and on and on and on, and just make you look like a fucking idiot, like you already are.
Oh, and you know the best part is too, as I've been told by some certain interesting birds, some portions of my stream have actually been looked over and spoken by the cops. And if
Oh dear.
there are actually people that are military police that watch your streams from my store.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance that like they're going to see some of this and they're going to go, this is going to make you look worse, and they'll probably make you see it too, and everyone involved.
They'll go through every one of them. They'll be like, okay, well, we're going to play Cass's live stream evidence A, 1/1, which is gonna be 30 minutes and 22 seconds in till 33 minutes.
Look, all I'm just gonna say is,
1 second.
if the jury so much as sees or hears the audio clip of you admitting to the stuff you did in the car, and the way that you behaved afterwards of this information on stream, yeah, I say good luck. I hope you believe in a god, because you better hope they're favoring you that day when the jury hears about that.
Well, you might not go to prison. You'll definitely end up on a sex offender registry.
Well, I think that's just basically by default when it comes to a sex crime, even if you can't like hit him with a statutory rape outright.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Like I think you're going to be screwed on that outright, no matter what you do. If I'm going to be honest.
What was the line from Holes, that movie?
Oh, fuck Holes. Shit.
Good fucking movie.
I feel like we all do, but
the book, you fucking illiterate
I saw the
bastard.
movie and I read the book. Don't you dare literacy shame me, Vash, you shit. No, I love you, man. No, it was something like, you only get one life and you've already done a pretty good job of screwing it up.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. So,
I mean, do you have what is your current means of income? Like, are you a clerk? Or do you stock shelves? Do you like?
Literally just Thunder Howl.
Just a what?
Just Thunder Howl. Thunder Howl.
Just your bullshit business.
So basically, just your business.
You don't have a job.
Okay.
All right. So,
you have okay, so you do actually get commissions still.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's the furry
Okay.
fandom. What a fucking shock, right?
No, I mean that's at least you have a means of income.
Well, I'm
Alright.
just saying, going back into like working a regular job with everybody else is gonna suck. After getting to make your own hours.
Yeah.
It'll be okay though.
Alright, since I think we're just about hitting the 3-hour mark, I'm just gonna say one thing to the audience if they're still interested. Are you guys entertained? 1 for yes, 2 for no, you want blood sports.
2.
Literally
as soon as I say it.
Completely on easy on Zaro, or just finish it off in our old fashion.
I don't know.
Should we be sweeties or not?
No, I feel like we were all very kind. Except Bear Dog, but Bear Dog is never nice to anybody.
It's true. I don't give a fuck about you or whatever you do. You're a disingenuous cunt.
She hit my dog once.
Well, we're already at it. Got a bunch of demanding blood. Some say they're satisfied. We got a bit of a mix about here, I'm gonna be honest. I don't blame people.
So we got a little bit of both. We got a little bit of both, but we got mainly 2s here.
More 2s than 1s. Are you not ever tamed?
We do
No,
count,
it's a lot of the same people doing
spam
one.
here. We do count spam.
We do count spam, but we still have more 2s than 1s.
Yeah, we do have more
we
2s than 1s.
definitely had more 2s than 1s.
Yeah.
Wait, the third what was the third option?
There was no third option. I think they've already
69.
69.
Shut
yeah.
up. No, nobody wants to.
I said 69.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely not. With anybody here, no, I'm sorry. Maybe with Cass, but I have to ask permission first.
For what?
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 What tier? What?
In the butt.
In thy anus.
All right, so yeah, we got mainly 2s.
Yeah, we still have largely 2s. All right, so who's gonna go first on that? Want to go Vash or do you?
Zaro, what you have done here? I'll first go in nice. I'll ease it in like a gentleman. First off, it's brave of you to actually come on and at least try and tell your side of the story, however dishonest it may be. You decided to apparently take control of a 15-year-old that reversed it to you and flipped the script on you. Like, honestly, that would be, I guess, a sense of universal polarity, but at the same time, I don't pity you. At all. Like, you decided to try and take advantage of a child. And honestly, the fact that you have a means of income says a lot about the society that we live in. That's basically all I'm gonna say.
I have a relatively basic one to start off with before I pass it to, let's see on the list, Grinch and then Bear Dog. So, as you've established, you happen to fuck someone who was around 15 or 16, a couple times in a car on a way to events. So wouldn't that be called drive-through? I'm just asking. That's like... Yeah, alright, go ahead, Grinch.
Oh God, where to start? Well, I can certainly say I definitely feel sympathy for you in the events where you were being abused. You fucked a kid, so maybe take a walk to the gallows there. And also, you were the adult the entire time. How dare you try to pass the responsibility of the situation off to anybody else? Just because, what, the kid lied and you weren't smart enough to figure it out? Go fuck yourself, learn to read, learn to figure out who the fuck is lying and who isn't, and learn what a 15-year-old looks, acts, and talks like.
Grinch.
You fucking idiot.
Math is hard when I want to touch a kid, man.
God damn it, you actually genuinely pissed me off. It's giving me a real headache.
Oh, the way that
You make
kid
good
was
points,
able to
Armin.
play Galaga.
What the fuck is
The way
Armin?
that kid was able to play Galaga there.
Hold on, Vet.
It's
No, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You do not get to try to make a joke because you're fucking bad at it. You're not funny. From what I can tell from your fucking fursuits, you're not particularly talented. And quite frankly, I'm surprised that business did not go under sooner when it was under your control.
Oh, thank you.
That was not a compliment, and if you think it was, you probably should go back to college. Because your critical thinking is out the fucking window.
You do make good points, though.
No shit, I make good points. But for fuck's sake, the fact that you at all tried to act like you were a victim in this situation and that it somehow was less of your fault because somebody lied to you proves that you do not give half a shit about the fact that you did something wrong. And just because you disingenuously say, oh, well, I did, I'll admit I fucked up. No, you did not fuck up. You committed a societal taboo that is viewed as a problem in pretty much every country in the world. Give or take a handful.
Muslims.
All right, go ahead, Bear Dog.
Yeah, I think I've said everything I needed to say. You're not going to do anything that I suggested. You're just going to sit there and continue to be a disingenuous cunt and a victim blaming bitch. Like, I don't have any sympathy for you. I don't give a fuck what he did to you or what he supposedly did. On and on and on it goes. I don't give a fuck about you. I think you should do what I suggested, but you're not gonna. You're just gonna cry and gaslight and manipulate people, and that's it. Period.
Yep. So.
Yeah.
Can I give one more, actually?
All right. Sure.
Again, I don't want to diminish like the act of being like the act of abuse that you may or may not have gone through. I know people who have been so severely abused mentally, physically, and sexually by one person in their adult life that they felt like they could not leave. Genuinely because the person would physically beat them every time they would try to, and the police wouldn't do anything, and the only way they could actually get away was by committing a near murder. You were stopped by somebody. What is the age gap? Like 4 or 5 years?
It's 7, dude. It's like 6 or 7.
You were stopped by somebody because you were scared of a 15-year-old. You were scared of a fucking child. At no point should you have ever felt like you couldn't have beaten his ass and walked away, and now you're trying to fish for fucking sympathy with it. How fucking dare you? You should be fucking ashamed of yourself.
Okay.
My take would be...
God, you're a cunt.
My take would be, you got involved in this relationship. You lived in his house. He did some stupid shit to you. He beat walls into the dirt like it's basically his stepmom, and cried about it. But here's the thing: at the end of the day, cry me a river, you broke back crocodile fucking pedophile. There is not a single thing you could have that you were going to do that was ever helpful, because that's not the point. You wanted some poontang. It was pretty obvious. Despite the fact you were like, what, 23? You could have had anyone as an option. Let's not beat around the joke here. You had options. Everyone has some form of option. Obviously, you're not some female incel. He's not an incel either. You all had your options, and you decided to go, oh, let's go with a child. Let's go with a fucking child. Wait,
I mean,
but guys, I didn't know.
He was just really good at bowling.
Yeah, like guys, you gotta understand, man.
Perfect 300.
Herder, math is hard. Herder, oh, I fucked a kid. Herder.
I will bet you $100 she owns a dildo in the shape of a bowling pin.
Oh.
Just to make it worse, created by Bad Dragon.
Oh, this is why Florida people shouldn't be allowed in
Yeah,
your state.
You somehow give you somehow give Florida people a bad name, and they're a bunch of meth dealing dinosaur catchers.
Impressive.
You don't have any real response. You don't have a
No, nothing I say is good enough for you.
No, it's not that it's not good enough. It's that you don't seem to have any response whatsoever. You don't even have the backbone to fucking defend yourself.
Yeah, it's
God,
only,
you're fucking pathetic.
it's only tacitly
No,
saying.
all of you are literally just sitting here calling me names instead of actually.
I'm not calling you names.
saying
Welcome
You
to the
exactly
internet.
what you
Have
are.
a look around.
Anything that brain of yours can think of is illegal.
Oh no, look. All I can say, like, let's not get into that, all right? No, here's the proper response. Welcome to the fucking internet. Here is a reward prize. Take the L. Fuck off.
Cool, sounds good.
You are, honest to God, you are so fucking pathetic. You can't even defend yourself. How do you wake up in the morning? Cass, Cass, insult me right. Like, think of the worst thing you can say about it. Actually, you know what? Bear Dog, you do it. You're good at this shit.
Man, fuck, man, what?
Stop on my nuts right now. Like, just verbally stomp on my nuts.
Oh, she left because she's a disingenuous little cunt and can't take it. Oh, poor pathetic me. Oh man, I fucked a kid. Oh, feel bad for me.
That's gonna come out into the that's gonna get
fucked a
clipped,
kid,
isn't it?
But he locked me in a closet like Penoid.
Oh god.
Not even into a closet. Look,
He tied me to a radiator and made me sing my ABCs because I'm too dumb to fucking write my F down right.
I don't understand the attraction to kids. Like, I don't understand this at all.
No,
Like, what the fuck?
Okay, Gotchatard, no, fuck off. She did not deserve any of the ease we were giving her for as long as we did. She got off so fucking easy.
Look, okay, I don't know why. She left the server. Okay, hold on. See, I don't.
Can I take credit for that?
I'm sure. Yeah, no, anyone could take credit for. I don't care. So look, okay, I don't know who this Giga, whatever the fuck you are, is. I don't. Gotchatard. Okay, cool. I don't know who. To be fair, I barely understand half the people who keep subbing to my content recently, but I made this pretty clear from the jump. We're not here for your virtue signaling bullshit. You want to watch that shit? Go watch the other rant furry-sonas that fucking huff their own farts all day. I don't give a fuck. We're here for blood sports, motherfucker. We were only being nice to her because she lies, and we needed some confessions out of her. And boy, did we get, and more. So as far as I'm concerned, we were fucking nice. This is unusually nice for us. So no, fuck her. She deserves so much worse than what was said on show. We were just being restrained because we had to.
Well, one in the chat if you guys were expecting us to be mean.
Notice how I opened the floodgates to blood sports and she left. Like, that kind of just, like, already proved what was going to happen if we started that way from the start, dude. Yeah.
Okay, Cedric, she's not gonna get a cabal. Wait, what the fuck? Are we gonna get bullied by fucking pedophiles? Let him come.
Oh no, I welcome that. Let's have Spurg wars with pedophiles. I'm okay with that.
Oh my god, yes.
I crave that kind of gay shit.
I want to see the Fox Mafia in a World War II internet Spurgfest against pedophiles. Let's fucking go, man. Let's go D-Day on these fuckwits.
All of the ones in the chat right there. They're saying that, yeah, we were expecting you guys to be quite mean to them.
Liquid Vision saying it's hard on her. No, fuck, it's hard on her. No shit.
I mean, she's
that is probably the first bit of reality she's gotten in a very long time.
She's not gonna take any responsibility for the actions that she's done. She's not gonna do any of that shit. Like, I don't know why we're doing this with kid gloves. It's fucking gay.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
her attitude, the whole fucking time, manipulative gaslighting, and just nonchalant at the end, like, absolutely didn't give a fuck. She doesn't care. She craves attention like she craves children. Period. End of story.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, we're getting some people in here. All right. Hey, wait, is that Merkel?
Yeah, it's Merkel.
Merkel?
Yes, it's me, you
God
motherfucker.
Damn it, I didn't even fucking know it was you.
Holy
damn it.
Oh my fucking god.
No, like I was just telling Crusader to back off because you told people not to harass her, and he's harassing her, and I was like,
okay.
Well, too bad. We already did that.
I know. That's the only reason why I said anything. 'Cause it's
Never
like,
mind. Never mind then. I was about to say it because I've been getting weirdos for the last month trying to bother me about this shit. Like, oh, you shouldn't be this mean. Like, no, I'm gonna be this mean. I'm sorry. That's not how.
No. She's lucky I wasn't in here because I was just cleaning my bathroom and listening, and like I got so fucking pissed. It's like, oh my god.
But yeah, like, she's got this fucking like.
Bad.
She had this like delusional narcissism the whole way in. You can just fucking tell, man.
Oh yeah, no. Aside from the fact that she's a kitty diddler, she reminds me so much of my former roommate. My former roommate told me outright, "Oh, if you leave me, I'm gonna be homeless and kill myself." And I'm like, "Okay, bet. I'm getting the fuck out." Like she had the same gaslighting aura as that manipulative bitch I used to live with, so I was getting fucking mad listening to her lie through her teeth the whole fucking time.
Yep. My best part is like how like I love that she spent the entire time viciously complaining like a brokeback bitch about, oh god, how dare you be mean to me? I'm like, I've been respectful to you. We've been so much worse on other people who have been far worse. Like you have no idea.
Well, now she knows what it's.
And the whole reason
shit's
why.
like.
The whole reason why we were choosing to be that way was because we knew that she was going to say that.
Yeah. Yeah,
and the only way to combat that is to show that you weren't being mean the entire time.
Yeah, some of these people are fucking weak as shit. Sometimes you kind of just have to like tame it back on an interview. Not exactly sure why that's hard to understand. Well, I mean, for you, that's understandable. You already seen the show, but yeah, we just did what we could, and honestly, I think it was worth the 3 hours. So I'm going.
Oh yeah, I mean,
to me, it comes down to just respecting you, Kaz, as the host, and that's about it.
Yeah.
For me, anyways. I don't respect the pedophiles you interview because fuck them. Like, I'm
Yeah.
never gonna be okay with them. Period. I'm just gonna be a cunt the entire time.
Yeah. So for anyone who's still watching the show, I would recommend you like, subscribe, and share around the content. I would like to see as many people as possible see this stream. I believe it's fairly damning on her, probably more so than her little shitty thing, whatever. So I say fucking chill this out, guys. Worth it, trust me. I want to see a Spurkfest happen. Because she's gonna run her mouth. Come on, let's be real. She's gonna run her mouth on Twitter. She's gonna bitch and moan. I say, let's have fun with that, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say it like we usually say on every stream. Like, if you guys want to clip this, feel free to.
Yep, archive everything. I'm okay with it. I don't care what your use for it is.
Mayflower 555.
You can.
If it's funny enough, we'll probably cover it.
Well, here's another thing too. If you want to be the type of guy who's just archiving my shit to make some views and money, go ahead. I don't give a fuck. Just make sure you give proper credit.
Yeah, don't be a dick.
Yeah, do it. I'm fine with it.
We at the end here. We getting ready for our self-shilling.
Yeah. Feel free to say your outros, guys.
Ladies first, I guess.
I don't have an outro. Like and subscribe to Kaz. It's fucking great.
I don't have social media. I have a real life job.
Understandable.
I don't fucking know.
Okay, well, I mean, if you like how Cass is being able to do all of this, make sure to contribute to Cass Warfox's Patreon.
Oh,
all proceeds to go to him not being a poor. And we're also going to be doing like movie nights and stuff like that in the server. So.
Yep. So sorry, I need to say this real quick because you just reminded me. I completely forgot about that. Since we're going to be ending on the stream pretty soon, thank you for my current patrons, Cute Cat, Scotty O'Hare, and Bravo. Thank you for thank you guys
Bravo.
for the Patreon. The Patreon dollars, the link to Patreon and all other social media websites I'm currently on, just in case something happens to my channel, which is very likely. given YouTube's behavior with this type of content, then feel free to check up my other social medias. If you're into gaming stuff, feel free to sub to the Twitch. And if you're into giving out some money, there's Streamlab donations, Super Chats, and of course Patreon. I prefer Patreon just because YouTube likes to steal everything it can get when it gets butthole angry. So here you go.
Fun fact: every time you donate to Kaz on Patreon, you gain an extra bit of length on your penis.
Oh hell yeah! My dick is gonna be so fucking huge.
Oh god, no! We've given her too much power. Wait, shit! Can I do my show?
Oh my
go ahead, dude.
god, she's whipping it out in the middle of the studio. Cass, go ahead and cut to music. I'll try to take care of
wait.
Still, god damn it!
Wait, that
What
is the
the
best
fuck?
looking.
Oh, hold
Bear dog.
on, Grinch. Go ahead.
Is that a rainbow 8-inch?
Vash, shut the fuck up.
Oh, it looks great.
Vash, shut the fuck up for like 5 seconds. God damn it. If you like this, please subscribe to Kaz. Like this video. Do all the good shit. If you like my little icon here, please go check out Axolotl on Twitter. She's a very talented artist. She's a wonderful person. She likes the money and she likes doing the artworks.
Okay, Bear Dog, you can't be doing that to the interns.
Rates are very reasonable, and give her some money so we can afford to see each other more than once every month.
Rip. Does anyone else have anything else to say, or is it kind of just like done here?
Pizza slut.
Pizza
Yes.
slut, or, yeah.
Leprechaun taint.
That's all I've got.
Put the rainbow dick away.
I'm sorry. It's so big.
And beautiful.
So here's another alternative title. How about Pursuit Truffle Shuffle?
I was gonna call my girlfriend just said something that sounds perfect. Derogatory aggression.
Anyway, I think we're just about finished here, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Again, I know I'm saying it again, but feel free to like, subscribe, and follow, and all that stuff, just so that you guys can continue to get content. As you can tell recently, the channel has been very active. All 3 streams in 1 week. Yes, I'm spoiling you guys, but I want to make it very clear that the reason for this is because I have many great plans to keep pushing content out there for you guys to enjoy, as well as bigger things coming to the horizon. So if you guys want to support any way you can, feel free to do so. Obviously, the channel's going to be here for a while, hopefully, and I would recommend that you support the channel in any way, including following it in other websites, including the alternatives, because you never know when Susan might have a hair up her ass and decide to take me down for, the stuff I do. Also, keep in mind on the whole fiasco, as I'm sure that we're not going to be able to stop talking about Cabbit anytime soon. Knowing how things are going, this is merely just the beginning. Anyway, thank you guys for the support. I'm very appreciative of it, and we'll end the whole show tonight on one song, and I think it's a bit apt, strangely enough. I hope you guys have a wonderful one. It's a variation of the song from Elfin Lied.